Yo, what's going on, everybody? Tim here, XGP Rockarchy, along with Anna, aka Caahlypso. And today is going to be a very different stream. So we are going to watch some review videos on a pair of trimmers and clippers that I've already purchased. I was watching one earlier, and Anna's like, I want to watch stuff with you too. So, oh, well, here's an unbox review. So let's just watch this guy first. So let me just pause it here. Okay, so the first time I ever saw anything product-wise of Tomb45 was when I watched Sean Cuts Hair on YouTube. What's up, Aeonic? And that's where I kind of like learned about the brand, and I really like their color scheme. That's what pulled me in first. That's what always pulls me into a brand, is how you do your marketing and how your logo looks and what your color scheme is. That's what pulled me in first. And then I saw a bunch of their products, and then they got partnered with Fabulous to make a set of clippers and trimmers. And then I was a big fan of their green guards, which the video I've already watched. I guess the guards are something that you have to get used to. I guess there's like a different clearance for the guards to the clipper. But I can use all my other Fabulous guards with the clippers, so it's not a big deal. If I end up deciding to go with my old guards with a new clipper, or who knows, maybe I'll get these and then never want to cut with them. I'm just used to using my golds and my low pro FXs from Fabulous, so using these Tomb45s, I think they're about the same weight as the golds, but they fit. They're light, but when you're talking about grams, they're up there with the golds. And I feel like these are gonna feel better in my hand because there's a groove on the bottom. It's got a rubberized coating on the handle. It's also got two modes, so it's got 6,800 RPMs and 7,200 RPMs, if I got those numbers correct. It also shows battery life. It has wireless charging, so you could just set it on a pad, which it also still has the cord method too. So if I want to hook it up to a cord or whatever, I could do that too. So the video I really want to watch after this one is this new Fabulous X Tomb45 Clipper Trimmer Duo versus the T-Pob, because I used a T-Pob shaver last Friday and it did not cut at all. Like, I was hitting it and there was no crunch, there was no noise, nothing. Like, it wasn't, I couldn't hear the hair being cut. I also didn't see the hair being cut, so I don't know. So I want to watch that because T-Pob comes out with some really cool looking clippers and trimmers. Like, they have see-through cases. They've got the all white set, which I can see in this little photo over here. Let me go full screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The branding and everything, and these clippers used by Sean Cuts Hair. That was the basis. Yeah. Well, it was the Fabulous stage. All three of them were doing different things, but I don't remember. Yeah, everyone that was in the audience. I mean, there was chairs in front of that stage. I thought that was the stage you asked if I wanted to sit down. Oh, well, anyways, we didn't sit down. I was like, no, I don't need to see this, because I can get the same information online. Like, I mean, seeing them cut in person is obviously a lot different, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited about them. The trimmers actually have the head installed reverse. So when you're doing your first line, you don't have to flip the trimmers over. Not that that's a huge thing, I don't think. But maybe I'll start using them and be like, oh, this is so much better where I can just not have to flip them in my hand. Because I use my trimmers in both directions. Like I use them regular to make lines, like my guidelines, and then I flip them over for lineups and stuff. So I mean, I guess it just depends. All right, so the clippers and trimmers are what we bought and are on the way, hopefully soon. Probably like a 2 days shipping or something like that. I don't know, $20 for shipping. I was like, what? But anyways, we're gonna watch so I'm just gonna shout everybody out, even though we're not that popular here on Twitch, YouTube, or Kick. But we are gonna be watching King Me Lifestyles. Never seen this channel before. Let me just give it a like since we're using his content to watch. Oh, I gotta get the, hang on, I forgot. We're doing some different things today, so I gotta get the volume here turned up. Okay, so let me see if that's actually playing through the monitor. Can you hear this? No? Okay, so we're gonna have to go into settings. I didn't think about any of this stuff before we went live. I'm sorry? I'm the one that has to deal with all the tech, so please let me do this. I'm not unplugging my headset because then it's going to disappear and then everything's going to get effed up. Okay, can you hear this? All right, so I'm going to take these off and kind of just set them off to the side. We're going to use external speakers, which is a sin. Feels like, although my head could probably use the break from wearing the headset. Okay, but can you guys hear it? Let me make sure. There we go.
With another one, today's video. This is gonna be a big one, guys. Reason why is because I got this bad boy right here, which is gonna be the Babyliss Pro Tomb45 Clipper collaboration. Shout out to Dennis over there at Babyliss Pro. Also Vasio over there at Tomb45. Appreciate you guys for sending this out to me, for me to do my honest review on this, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Razor Palace.
Oh, it did say Palace, didn't it? I've seen this guy before, but I don't remember what I watched him doing.
I think we watched the gold.
I think that guy wore green and black plugs for on purpose. He's like, hey, we're doing a Tomb45. Put different plugs in.
I think we watched his review of the gold when you were... Is that all the trimmer, or is that...
Okay, so...
Okay, he went trimmer first.
He did not do trimmer first. So let's go back. He went clipper first. Put in his first line with probably an open.
View on this, and
with
that's
no
exactly
guard.
What I'm going to do.
Well, let's look. I'm going to say open, no guard was his first initial line. That makes it softer, so you're not putting in that trimmer line and making it hard for you to get that out. Although if you're more experienced, it's probably easier to get it out. Me, I'm doing open with my clippers first. Or at least a one guard with my clippers. Because whatever you put in as your first guideline is what you got to take it out with. So if you put it in with your trimmers, you're most likely going to have to take it out with your trimmers at the very end.
We did a scissor cut first.
Oh, that was his very first initial thing. The clippers first. I can't tell. I don't see a guard on there, so it is open. Maybe oh, there's a one. It's a one guard, I think. Now he's on the trimmer underneath that. That makes sense. The guards are green, so he had no guard on. It was open. Then he went to trimmer to clean up underneath his initial line, and now he's going in with his one guard. So this guard, this is what looks different. So can you guys see the mouse? Okay, good. So it scoops down and then back, which I feel like my guards on my my regular Babyliss, I feel like they go all the way down and then up. And I think that may be the difference in the guards, because this is the angle I'm at when I do cuts. And I noticed that like I'm more of teeth like down in a downward position. And then I use this right here. If I'm doing like a slow scoop, I use that curve right here to be my barrier to kind of like, instead of flicking, I kind of do like a scoop on a lot of the fades that I do. And there's really like no wrong way. Everybody has their own style. So that's mine. I scoop, no flick. So I don't know if you guys could probably see it too, but right here it looks like it's like more blurry in the beginning, and I know he's got a long way to go, but then back here it's less blurry, and I get lost sometimes when I'm doing a cut, because I'll be like, okay, so this is looking nice, and then what the hell happened here? And I'm still trying to figure out how to get the consistency all the way through as I'm doing the fade, instead of getting it like this where it's split.
He's thinner on the side and denser in the back.
There's my answer. I'm not doing anything wrong. That's just the way the hair consistency is. Okay.
Because people usually sleep on their sides, and they're usually thinner on the side.
Right here in the temple. That makes sense. Because I'm like, why do I get this like looking so good, and now I'm back here and I'm like doing more work back here than I am up here.
Hair.
Yeah, it's making sense now. All right, problem solved. I will continue to cut as I cut. Body for me, work for me, work for me, work. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I'm currently in school and have less than 200 hours to go, almost. Maybe like 210, 220, somewhere in there. Anna has 11 years experience. Going on 11 or going on 12?
Going on 11.
Going on 11 years of experience in the cosmetology side of things. So I'm on the barber side and she's on the cosmetology side.
But I don't do tight fades like this, like absolutely not. But
I know I tried to get her to do one on me, not tight or anything. It was just going to be a basic fade, like with maybe two different levels or three different levels, like a 3-2 and a 3-2 and a 1. But she's like, I don't want to. And I'm like, what? But they're so cool when they're done. Like they look good.
I know heads, and I know the way the hair patterns are.
Yeah. Well, I still got a lot to learn, but I at least know the concept.
You got a vein right there.
I know this right here. Yeah. He's angry he had to be in this video.
No, he's laughing earlier.
Okay, so clipper over comb. I'm still learning when, where, and how
I did shear over comb to blend some of your lines on Holden's head the other day.
So usually when I have something like this, I'll go with my comb and texturizers to get this out. But I do want to learn how to do, like, how do I know how deep to take my comb and what angle to bring my...
So I do know this. If you pull up the comb, once you see the triangle, that's how you pull up the triangle, which is the weight line. So you follow the comb up until you catch, and it will just sit on top of the bottom of the comb.
On the base of the prongs?
Yeah.
So let's say if this was my comb, and these are the prongs, so when the hair lays right across the base of this?
You'll see it will, like, disappear, and then
I'll have some sticking out?
That's where the triangle is, but you can't pull your fingers in tight enough to see the triangle.
That's why I'm using a comb.
Right.
Because it's replacing the fingers.
But you can go like this, So look at me. You could take the comb, like if this is the front of the head, you could take the comb this way and kind of lift it a little bit, and you could see the triangle where it's at.
Oh, 'cause
Triangles
I'm
are
usually
weight.
combing from here, and I'm pulling it up.
You do, but and there will be
find-
a line, but if you want to see exactly where it is and you want to see the triangle so you know its weight,
Yeah.
you can go sideways with the comb against the scalp.
I guess the next time I do a fade, which will probably be this week at some point, well, and it's normally only on fine hair or medium. I don't really have this issue with coarse hair because coarse hair doesn't move when you cut it. It just stays where it's at. So I did a taper fade today on coarse hair, and there is no clipper over comb for coarse hair because it's too coiled up for you to even put a comb through it. So
All right, let's see. Let's see what he thinks about these clips.
That body for me, what? That body for me.
You're reminded.
That body for me, what? That body for
yeah, but I
me.
like pausing the video and breaking down what I see
For me.
and like what my method is. There's no wrong method, so I'm not correcting anything and I'm not anything like that. I just talking about what I know and what I don't know. Also, a very high percentage of white clients don't usually get the lineup of the bar, but and then up here, like almost none of them get that. I know I've never done it. Also, I learned what a fringe was today.
Bang.
So that's like the little hangover.
Oh, that's the bangs.
I know, but like a fringe is like you pull them to the front and then you just trim it all the way around with your shears.
Yeah, but women you call a fringe. Like we have our fringe trim, which is a bang trim.
But I feel like bangs are like bang, they're on your face. And like a fringe
No.
is like a shorter.
No.
So like, okay, so one of the things I learned is if they have longer hair out here, but then they have like a widow's peak type thing going on, you can use a fringe to hide that. Anyways.
So they sent out this package to me, which is going to be the influence package. So what I'm getting is not sold this way. From what I understand, they only sent out 50 of these packages. And I'm not sure what number this box is, but we'll find out together. But they sent this out to some of the YouTuber influencers, which by no means, guys, I don't consider myself no influencer, YouTuber, or whatever. I just really enjoyed getting new products.
Well, you make
and
videos
just
and you're on
cutting hairs.
YouTube.
Hope you guys feel
You're
the
a
same way.
YouTuber.
That's maybe why you guys tune in, because you
Barber
enjoy
first,
the community
YouTube
as well.
second.
So that's enough of me rambling on. Let's get into what you guys came to see, which is going to be this
Helping further our
45
education.
Babyless
Look
Pro
how cool their logo
collaboration
is.
clipper and
It's like
trimmer.
zombie
And
text.
I'm excited, guys. I mean, I hope you guys are excited too. So what
I
we're
hope
gonna
they
do
send me
is,
stickers,
let's
so I'm
unbox
slapping them on
this
the
real
truck.
quick. All right, let's check this
That was
out.
a nice knife.
Here it is, guys. The Babyless Pro X Tomb45, and this looks really nice, guys. I really like this. From imagination to reality, it says it right here on the side of the box, which is written in a very light grayish color. This is going to be the influencer package here.
I'm pretty
so let's
sure
see
that
what
these
we got
clippers
inside.
have,
Let's
like,
open up
just
this bad
released
boy
not too
here.
long
So we're going to
ago.
have a bunch of stuff in here,
Oh,
guys.
he got a
The first
hat.
thing is going to be this card here, which is going to say
Oh,
Babyless Pro X Tomb45, number box 37.
Yeah, he got a special
And on the card here, it
package.
says you are
I'm
holding
stating he
box
got a hat,
37
like they
out of
gave him a
50.
hat. That's
Each
cool.
box represents a step in the exciting launch story,
got number
and you're
37 of
among the
50.
first to experience
Sorry,
it.
I'm
Thank
distracted.
you
I've
for
got a
unboxing
client
with us
booking.
and being part of something so special.
okay.
We're excited to have you with us on this journey.
Gotta make that money.
Next, we're gonna have this brochure of the clipper and also the trimmer, and then on the back
That would be
we're gonna
kinda
have
cool
some
to have, like, the
information on there
brochure.
as well. It says 44 global
want it.
educators. Followers 25 plus million, engagement 158 million. We got the Babyless Pro X Tomb45 cap. You guys know I love a hat here. This is also going to be a snapback as well. Next out of the box, we're going to have two charging pads for the clipper and also the trimmer. We're going to have some clay. This is going to be part of Tomb45 hair products that they also sell as well. And
I like a
and
good
this stuff
pomade.
really smells good,
I'm not a
just to let
huge
you
fan
guys
of
know.
clays.
And then we have the Babyless Pro hair holders.
It's
It's
not
gonna
putting
be
it in,
6
it's the washing it
included.
out part.
It's going to be a small, medium, and a large. We got a fade brush. We have the professional texturizing comb. And this is
Okay.
gonna be the Babyliss Pro comb.
They
This is
gave
gonna be
him
like
a bunch of
reddish burgundy
stuff.
color. You're gonna get a clipper comb, a cutting comb, and a taper comb. And right here is gonna be a pin, which I'm gonna use to put on the Babyliss
Ooh.
Pro hat. Here's gonna be a
I want a pin.
Tomb45 sticker. Here's gonna be a black Babyliss Pro clipper and trimmer pouch. And what's cool about this patch is that it's magnetic, so it just snaps back like that. Normally these pouches will
cool.
come with a zipper, but this one actually snaps. So you get 4 magnetics inside here, and you can put your clipper
I prefer
and your
that.
trimmer in here. It's gonna have like a little divider.
No
So
zipper.
Oh, are you
obviously the
excited to
clipper
get
and
your
trimmer
hair
don't
cut?
bump while you have them inside the pouch.
I'm
Get it
excited.
on it?
I'm
Pouch
excited
has
to
a
do
little
it.
Cushion inside
What?
of it. It's not a
Get it
real
on it?
thick cushioning.
Yeah.
I would think that you could secure your clipper and trimmer inside here, and maybe a couple of combs. And this is going to be the Babyliss Pro cutting cape, and it's going to come in a all black, which I will be definitely using.
I wonder if
go
that's got
through a lot of capes,
Tomb45's
so
logo on it.
definitely going to put
Probably
this to
not.
work. And the last 2 items are
That would
going
be
to
cool,
be
though.
the clipper and also the trimmer. And of course, guys, we will go over some of the
Look how
details
good
and
they
about
look.
this new clipper and trimmer. But before we go over the clipper and trimmer, I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit more on the box here, because on the box, it's going to give you some information on here as well. And then on the very bottom of the box, you're going to have some
Oh, like
pictures
schematics
and
and
some
stuff.
sketch drawings of the
cool.
new
That's
clipper and trimmer. This whole thing has a story in it. And it kind of reminds me, if you guys are a sneakerhead like I am, if you remember the reimagined Jordan 1s when they first dropped, they had like a whole story to it. And you know, and this kind of reminds me of that. And it makes it just that much more special. And I'm just
Holden's
really
a
happy to be a
sneakerhead.
part of this whole
Yeah.
story here by doing this unboxing and reviewing.
I wish
So,
he would be at the point
just
where he
wanted to
like.
share that
Runs
with
his
you.
into the
Back to the
ground,
clipper
though,
and
like
Yeah,
trimmer. Let's start
where
off
he
with
would
the
take
clipper
care of them and
first.
not-
Now, before we unbox the clipper and trimmer, we're going to read off some of the
If he was a
description that
sneakerhead,
says
he
about
would not
the new
wear them to
clipper and
school. He
trimmer.
would just stick them in
And
a
starting off
closet.
with the clipper, of course,
Yeah,
it's going to
but-
come in a cardboard box. Now, that's one
Hey,
of the
what's up,
things that I've
Stanley? Thank you for the
noticed
follow.
with
I
Babyliss
appreciate
with
it.
this packaging. It's not the aluminum that we normally used to see that they used to do with their products.
Oh, the
it's still
headset,
going
I
to
will
have
be
the
able to hear the
display window, which
notification.
actually I do like. Some people don't like it, but I appreciate it. I like the fact that you can see the actual clipper on the box, so I think that's a really nice touch. But it is going to come in all black, and it's also going to have green on it.
In
On
months,
the
I
very
was
top
working
here,
in
you're
the
going to see the
freezer and wore a
Babyliss
hat,
Pro,
so really
and then on the
didn't
very
find the
bottom,
need
you're going to see that
for a
Tomb45 written
cut.
in green.
Decided to
On
just keep my
the
fro.
side
Since
of the
now
box,
I
you're going to
changed my
have a picture
department, I
of the
can wear
actual
normal clothes
clipper,
now.
and then on the other side of the
and
box,
just
you're going
let
to
my air
have 6
breathe.
descriptions about the clipper. Starting off with the first
back to
one,
wearing
it
snapbacks?
says new DS1 dual speed motor, up to 4 hours of runtime.
Are you
metal
wanting to cut-
injection molding,
are you wanting to cut the
MIM
fro
blade, new
off?
compact ergonomic housing,
Or you
wireless
just wanna
charging,
lower it?
compatible, 2-year warranty. And then on the back of the box, we're gonna have some more description. And then on the very top of the box,
I know you
you're
don't
gonna
wanna go
see
bald,
Babyliss Pro
but-
X Tomb45. Also to the right of the box, you see the clipper, and then to the left of the clipper, we're gonna have some more description. Starting off, the very first one is gonna read: black titanium metal injection mold, MIM fade blade, acute cutting blade, provides ultra
Framing
precise
strings.
cuts, reduced contact area, maintains lower
just got a
blade
notification that my
temperatures,
cousin
built-in
Raimi
oil
streams.
reservoir, ensures smooth, friction-free performance, 5-position lock stretch taper lever, new DS1 dual speed performance, 5-position
I hit a
lock
button. My
stretch
bad.
taper lever, new DS1 dual speed motor.
Okay, I was wrong. It's 7,500 RPM on the high speed. I said 72. I did get low speed correctly at 6,800.
High speed 7,500 RPMs, low speed 6,800 RPMs. New dual high capacity lithium ion battery, up to 4 hours of runtime. New battery lever LED indicator screen. New compact ergonomic design, rubber grip and secure finger grooves for comfortable and control. New wireless charging compatible, pad not included. Auto shut off when unit is placed on pad. Now, a thing that I wanted to explain to you guys about the charging pad is that it does not come with the clipper and trimmer, but when you do purchase the clipper or the trimmer online, they will ship you out one. So just wanted to point that out to you
Yeah,
guys.
'cause
That's
I'm
what I
getting
heard.
one.
If I'm wrong, please drop a comment, let me know. But
It'd be so
from my
convenient to just
understanding,
set my
you
stuff
will be
on
getting
the
a
charging pad and not having to
when you
plug them in
purchase
every
the clipper
time.
and trimmer online. So that's gonna be pretty much all the details it says about the new clipper. Let's get right into the trimmer. So with the new trimmer, it's going to come in the same packaging, all black and green. Of course, on the top here, you see the Babyliss Pro. On the bottom, you see the Tomb45. And then we're going to have the picture of the trimmer on the side of the box. And then on the other side of the box, we're going to have 6 descriptions about the new trimmer. Starting off with the first one, it says new DS1 dual speed motor, up to 3 hours of runtime.
So there's 2 speeds
new
on the trimmer as well?
MIM T-blade, new
Both of them are
compact
dual
ergonomic housing, wireless charging compatible, 2-year warranty. Then on the very
Register
back of the
that
box,
shit.
we're going to have some more details about
Register
the new
it,
trimmers. On
like
the
I
very
do with
top,
my
you see the
Dyson.
Babyliss Pro X
Oh, I'm gonna register it for
245.
sure.
To the right of the box, you're going to see the picture of the
Oh, okay, so
trimmer.
you just
and
wanna
then
lower
to
it
the
down,
left
okay.
of that, you're going to have some more descriptions. Starting off with the very first one, it says new deep tooth metal injection molding MIM T-blade, lower blade temperature, built-in oil reservoir for consistent lubrication, 0 gap adjustable, new reverse blade orientation, engineered for lineups, new DS1 dual speed motor, high speed 7,500 RPMs, low speed 6,800 RPMs, high capacity lithium ion battery, up to 3 hours of runtime,
Oh, so
new
it's an hour
battery
less
level
than the Culprit.
LED indicator screen, new compact ergonomic design.
Yeah, and it's
rubber
probably
grip
because it's
and
a
secure
smaller
finger
battery.
grooves for comfort and
Because the trimmer
control,
itself is a
magnetic
smaller
pocket
unit.
door, new wireless charging compatible, pad not included, auto shut off when unit is on pat. And again, like I said earlier, on the box with the clipper and trimmer, it says it does not come with the charging pad, but if you do purchase it online, they will also ship you out a charging pad that's going to come with the clipper or the trimmer. And again, that's just what I heard. If things change, please drop a comment and let me know. I'm just going off of what I heard, guys. So that's going to be all the details it says about this
Well, it
new
says it
trimmer.
When
really
was this
big.
Head
video
over to my
posted?
unboxing station and take a look at the clipper and also the
This video was posted 2 months ago.
Well, they're new.
new trimmer.
Yeah. Yeah, if you just got a promo box, like, because when I was talking about the Tomb45s, everybody's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you guys haven't seen these?
Switch it up.
Oh, they come with oil.
Huh?
They come with oil.
Why
I
they look
already
like,
used those.
I was like, why do they look like I already got hair on them? He didn't clean
Yeah,
them
He already
to
used
do this
them.
video?
Yeah.
kind of bullshit you trying to pull? You can tell he already used them. Look at all this shit on them.
There's hair up in that cavity too.
Yeah, I would have been
I
like,
like the way that comes off easy.
yeah, the
back
clean
end.
in the motor. Yeah, that little cap, it's magnetic. All the other stuff is just regular Babyliss crap. Babyliss.
Oh, but they've got those schematics in there too.
That's cool. 11 grams. 7 grams. 81 ohms. 82. 81.
Oh.
65. 66. 67.
Quiet.
68. 69. 70. Well, it's
So let's
also
get into
the ohms are also
pricing
changing
on both
because
the
the,
clipper and
the
also
variation
trimmer.
of
Now the
where he's
clipper is
holding
going to be
it near the
$199.99, and then the trimmer is going to be $179.99. I ended up getting the both clipper and trimmer from Babyliss Pro. So shout out to Babyliss Pro and Tomb45 again for collabing and coming together. So next we're going to get into the pros and the cons on the brand new Babyliss Pro X Tomb45 clipper and also trimmer. Starting off with the pros first, we're going to start off with the wireless charging. Now, I could be mistaken. Please drop a comment, let me know if I am, but I don't think there's any clipper or trimmer out there with wireless built-in charging. You're gonna get for the
There's not.
clipper 4 hours of runtime, and for the
And if it
trimmer,
is,
you're
it's
gonna
on
get
Temu.
3 hours of runtime. Now, when it comes to the wireless charging pads, it's very easy to use. You just slap the clipper on the charging pad. Make sure when you are placing this clipper and trimmer on there, just tap the bottom of the charging pad. It doesn't have to be lined up straight or anything. As long as you tap that bottom part, is going to light up and it's going to start charging. Another great thing about the charging pad, once this is fully charged, it's going to automatically shut off, which is another great feature as well. One of the things
the
I always worry
Tomb45
about
mat
is overcharging
actually
my stuff and it
holds
doesn't work.
the
You won't
charger
have that
pad
problem with that.
Did
It's
you
gonna
buy that?
perfectly in a
auto
slot.
shut off.
No,
and
it's
another thing about
$100.
the charging pad, while I'm on the charging pad,
$100
it does fit
pad.
inside
That was the one that was
Tomb45
camo,
charging
wasn't
mat.
it?
So if you guys have
It was black
the
with green highlight,
Tomb45 charging
just like the
mat,
charging pad.
the new
it
charging
said
pad
Tomb45
will
at the
fit
bottom.
inside there, and also clipper and trimmer will work on the old charging pad as well. And if you have the old Tomb45 charging clip on your trimmer or clipper, it will also work on the new charging pad as well. And also the new and old charging pad has the same plug. So it's basically the same thing. So you won't have to worry about that at all. And another pro for me, kind of going back to the power on this clipper and also trimmer. Both of the clipper and trimmer has a lot of power on this. You get in dual speed. Even on just the regular speed, which is like the 6,800 RPMs for both clipper and trimmer, is like almost the normal speed for their clippers and trimmers. And then adding that 7,500 RPMs to the clipper and trimmer just makes this thing even more powerful. So you won't have any issues with the bow cutting with the clipper or the trimmer. That also leads me to the blades on both clipper and trimmer. They are both amazing. Love the blades on both of them. When I'm fading with the clipper, it just leaves a very smooth fade. Also, when it comes to those new guards, I got to get into the guards. I do like how thin the guards are. It kind of reminds me of those purple guards from Andis, how thin they are. They're very similar to that. So I don't know if anyone has mentioned that. It's like a mix between the Babyliss premium guards and the Andis purple magnetic guards. I believe it was Beam who had a lot of input on the new guards. So shout out to Beam for creating those guards. They're really nice. Again, I like how the texture and the fades come out. Because they're so thin, it really grips the hair when you're using the clipper. And then when it comes to the trimmer blade, I like the fact that with the trimmer blade, they designed it so you're able to see what you're cutting. So it makes it more visible when you are doing like your vertical bars and you're doing your mustache line up and around
And
the
you can
ears,
hold it where your thumb's supposed to go and your hand is supposed to go.
The trimmer blade, it makes it so you're able to see what you're cutting. That's kind of what they had in mind when they created the blade. And the blade is super sharp, and with those deep tooth, again, it has no problem with balling out your clients. It doesn't stall, it doesn't pull, didn't experience that at all using this new blade. And because of the technology in both trimmer and clipper, it doesn't heat up. Both trimmer and clipper blades are really sharp, and especially when it comes to the trimmer, even though it is a deep tooth, usually when you have a deep tooth blade, it's not going to be as sharp as just a regular teeth blade, but surprisingly enough, this blade on the trimmer is pretty sharp, guys. And another pro for me will be the ergonomics on both clipper and trimmer. I mean, they
can't wait to
feel
put them in my
great
hands
in
because they feel so soft when you're holding them. Because they got that rubber coating on them.
Bulky, but it's pretty much like the same size as like the shorty clipper from Gamma. I reviewed that, so if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you guys go check that video out. It might be as far as lengthwise, just a tad bit longer than the shorty. But width-wise and everything is pretty much the same
Everything
thing.
I have is offset.
And both clipper and trimmer, they're not heavy at all. They're both pretty lightweight. They do have a little weight to them. I also like the design of both.
He keeps
clipper
shaking
and
his
trimmer
table,
as well.
so it makes me
They're
think
both
I'm
matte
shaking
black,
my desk.
Has that rubber grip,
because I keep seeing the trimmer move.
And you can definitely see and feel how much thought that they put into designing both clipper and trimmer. I actually really like the LED display on the bottom of it. It just kind of gives it that whole premium feel to it. Also with the power button, lighten up, like that as well. And another thing with the power button,
we all like a little RGB in our lives.
Clipper, on the very top of the button, you see the Tomb45. What happens is when you push that Tomb45, you got to hold it for like a couple of seconds. You'll see the Tomb45 button light up. Once that button light up, that means you're in full power for the clipper and also trimmer.
It means you're locked in four-wheel drive.
And once you shut off the power button on the trimmer and clipper, wherever you left it at, it will turn back on the same way.
It wasn't because I was laughing. It's because the vape like dried my throat.
As well, I always leave my clipper or trimmer on the maximum power. Anytime I have a clipper or trimmer with dual speeds. And another pro for me will be how quiet the clipper and also the trimmer is. I mean, they're extremely quiet. I know there was some talk about how loud the clipper or the trimmer is, and to me personally, it's very quiet, especially the trimmer. The trimmer is even more quiet. For both of them to be as quiet as they are with low vibration, I mean, they've done a great job with that. I mean, over time, maybe it can get loud, who knows, but right out the box, to me, guys, it's super quiet. And when it comes to the clipper and the ergonomics, I love the fact that that lever on the clipper, I mean, it is very well designed, and the click lever is extremely smooth, guys. It hits every notch perfectly. It doesn't like skip one, and it's a stretch lever. You guys know that I love a stretch lever, so I'm happy with that. Anytime you get a clipper with a stretch lever, you're able to skip guards.
Lever does
and you
not
have a
want to
fast
move.
charging USB-C plug on the bottom of the clipper and also the trimmer, so it makes it a lot easier, especially for guys like me who love to have that USB-C charging port, because it's just easier to rotate it on my station. Honestly, for me, it doesn't even matter because it's wireless charging, and I do have the Tomb45 Mat. So in this case, I'm fine that it doesn't have it, but I'm glad that it does have it, because if I didn't have the charging mat, I would definitely want that USB-C charging plug. And another thing with the charging mat, when you do get the charging mat, it doesn't come with a plug at all. The reason why is because the clipper and the trimmer comes with a USB-C charging plug. The clipper and trimmer is compatible with just a regular plug from the Babyliss FX. If you have any old plugs from your Babyliss FX, you can just use it for your clipper or your trimmer. And that's pretty much all the things that I can think of as far as the pros on both clipper and trimmer. Now let's get into some of the cons. Starting off with the trimmer first. Now, when it comes to the trimmer, to be honest with you, it's going to be preference. Having the backwards blade, now, it can be a little strange for some, especially when it comes to charging it. So when you're using the trimmer and you're placing it down on the mat, in your mind, you always want to flip it over with the trimmer blade facing up instead of facing down on the charging pad. That can be a little tricky, but again, if you use it a few times, you get used to it. I honestly like the fact that it is different. It's not like the rest of the trimmers, and I appreciate that design, but I can see for some people it may be an issue for them. It's something that you do got to get used to. I think personally you will get used to it after a few times. So that's just something, again, it's just a preference thing, and it is different. I guess to some that could be a con. Now when it comes to the buttons on the trimmer and the clipper, I can maybe see some people seeing it being a con, because the buttons are in the center of the clipper and trimmer. You may accidentally push it when you're using it on your clients by accident. And I don't think personally it will be an issue, because
not if your hand is in the correct ergonomic position, it won't be.
Is that it goes in. So it has a little indent with the trimmer and also
and if anybody's got a death grip on their clipper, that's not good either.
When you're using it on your clients. And
just the
for
thumb
me,
pad
I have
and
a
the
habit of placing my thumb, especially on the trimmer when I'm using it, even though it has the indent on the top. For some weird reason, I hold the trimmer where
weirder
that
things have happened.
indent is. So that's why I'm kind of seeing that it could be an issue for some people, because if you're like me, you're gonna want to place your thumb where the power button is. Hasn't been an issue, didn't run into any issues with turning it off when I'm using it. But then again, you never know, some people may find it to be a con. So I'm just kind of pointing those things out.
But his cons really aren't cons, they're
not
just
so much the pricing,
potential.
because I think they honestly priced it at a good price, especially for what you're getting with this clipper and also the trimmer. I think is priced very well. But where I think that some people can find it to be a con is it's going to be hard to just buy one. You're going to want the trimmer, then you're going to also want the clipper. And together it can be a little pricey. You're going to be spending a little bit for both of them. So I can see that being a con for some people because of how expensive to get both of them.
That's how I felt. I was like, well, if I get the clipper, I need the trimmer.
You're going to want
if I get the trimmer, I need the clipper.
It's going to be extremely hard to just get one. You're going to want to try both of them. I already know it, because that's how I think. So I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that's going to think the same way that I think. So the good thing about buying the clipper and trimmer online is that you're going to get the charging pad that's going to be included with your purchase of the clipper and trimmers. So that kind of makes up for it, and gives you some incentives to want to get both clipper and trimmer. So those are pretty much it as far as my cons on the clipper and trimmer. As far as I can think of, I didn't run into any other issues or things that people might want to complain about. I mean, that's pretty much it. So that leads me to my last and final question of the day. Are we going to crown or trash the new Babyliss Pro X Tomb45 clipper and trimmer? And based off pricing, packaging, and performance, pricing, I'm going to give it a crown. Packaging, I'm going to give it a crown. And performance, I'm going to give it a crown. So that's going to be 3 out of 3. And today, guys, we are going to crown the new Babyliss Pro X Tomb45 clipper and trimmer. So before I wrap up this video, again, let me send a huge shout out to Dennis over there at Bayless Pro, and also Bazio at Tomb45 for giving me this opportunity to be box 37. I am honored and humbled. Out of 50 people, you know, they chose me to be one of them. And I think that's huge, and it's a big deal, especially for me, you know, guys, because I've been doing YouTube for a long time. I'm not some big YouTuber or influencer. I'm just your regular guy who reviews products because I love this industry and I love the community. That's why I do it. That's why I got into this game. So when big companies see me, I'm very blessed and humble for that, because I just kind of stay in my own lane. I don't get into any of the politics or any of that stuff. I'm a reviewer, and a reviewer is going to review. You know, and honestly, in my opinion, I think it is weird when people get all clicky and this side, don't mess with this side. You know, one of the things when I talk to like some of my tattoo brothers, you know, the one thing that I love about the tattoo industry is that they come together and it's all love. You know, I wish that the barbering community can be the same like tattoo community. They come together and they celebrate each other instead of kind of hating on each other. At the end of the day, we all pretty much do the same thing, and we should all want each other to win, make money, take care of our families. That's really what it should all be about at the end of the day, guys. But that's enough of me rambling on and on. I just appreciate you guys for tuning in. So that's going to be a wrap on today's video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, you already know what to do. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and also follow me on my Instagram page at Keeney Lifestyles. Until then, I'll see you on the next video.
All right, so we're gonna do this video next. This is the T-Pob, which are very affordable clippers and trimmers, versus the Tomb45s, which are not outrageous. Like the video I watched earlier today, they were saying that they think that the Tomb45s are actually underpriced, and how they got them to be $200 for the clippers and $179 for the trimmers, they don't know. But I'm kind of glad that they're not more. I'm glad I got them now, because they could go up in price later when they realize, oh, we can make more money off of these. So I'm glad that I've got mine ordered now. And I just checked my thing, and it still says that they've been ordered, but it doesn't say anything about being sent. So sad face. All right, so I'm going to go fill my water cup real quick, and then I'll be right back, and then we will start with the new Babyliss X Tomb45 clipper trimmer duo versus T-Pob Play whiteout clipper trimmer review tutorial by, I'm going to let him say his name because I don't know how to pronounce that.
Can you
So I'll be right back.
grab me my last? So I'm tired. What just happened? What happened? Take care of it? In the trash?
All right, I got my water. Let's go. Okay, just to be fair, I want to see the T-Pop world famous barber brand. Shop USA. Let's see what the price is. Okay, so play clipper whiteout is $134.95. So the slime, the slime colors, $230. You got a $70 clipper. So this is like the ones on the lower end that I've seen. 134, 134. Okay. I don't know. They're not appealing to look at, to be honest. Anyways, let's see what T-Pop does versus Tomb45.
Today we're doing Babyliss versus T-Pop, and we're gonna see which clipper duo is better. I'm gonna give my full and honest review. This side of the head we're gonna do with the Babyliss, and then the other side we're gonna do with the plays. I have used these plays before. I have never used the Babyliss before. I'm just being 100% on. So take a nice look at them. Take a nice look at these. These
I like how they're like
right
all grayed
off
out.
the box. No
I want some
zero
new
gapping
clips.
for either one. They're just right
I want
off the
some new
box.
clips.
So we're gonna go here.
What are you talking
Put this
about?
on.
New clippers?
I think if you hold the T45, it goes stronger, but I'm not sure.
What?
It has 71%
Did you not read the
like I
box
said, right
before
off
you
the
used
box.
them?
And I'm just gonna turn that T45 on. Yeah, it does feel a tiny bit stronger. So we're gonna use it with that mode on.
Doing
it's
that
not
really
it's-
close to our
it's-
client's head.
And we're gonna go here. The blades are sharp. First impression, blades are sharp.
Ooh,
Must
look at that.
bleed.
Chop, chop.
See, look down a little bit.
Oh,
It's relatively quiet. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be super loud. It's not.
Like, that's how my
Definitely
gold
not.
trimmers do.
And I honestly don't know how much this one costs. I'm gonna search it up after the video. and give up my full
179.
honest review. I don't know. I didn't buy these. These were actually gifted to me by Elegant Barber Zone right here, close to the shop. So shout out to Elegant Barber Zone. If you live in LA, I'm 100% sure you know Elegant Barber Zone. They are the best. They have the best prices, the best. They have the best everything. I'm gonna tag them.
You got
I'm gonna
gold
tag their
Walmart
Instagram
clippers,
tag
and they
all
are
of their
mint.
info. Definitely get all your stuff there.
A
So
naked
first
head.
impression, the trimmer, it was very nice. I'm not gonna lie. Now the same thing goes here,
I
I'm assuming.
don't-
So this is
I don't
low,
know what
and it feels pretty
are they.
strong.
Walmart brand? What brand are they?
And then this does feel stronger. The T45 on this one feels a lot stronger than the trimmer when the T45 is on. So now we're gonna go about half.
Well, he
an
says
inch.
that, but they both run at
Blades
7,500
do feel
RPMs
sharp
when they're
on
in
this
boost.
too. Feels like I don't really have to go over it too many times. So we're gonna go about half an inch up.
You know those little things you could put on your Crocs? I've seen ones that have
Does
like
feel very
turbos
bulky,
and
feels
spoilers.
Weird
It'd be cool to get like a
hang on.
little
Just for
turbo
reference, I have medium-sized
and have it.
hands.
I
use
won't put it on the
medium-sized
clipper.
gloves,
I
I'm
wouldn't do that
medium-sized
because it'd just be in my way.
Wait, whoa,
But
what?
put it on the
Wait,
turbo button
hold up.
and be like, I need full
medium-sized
speed.
hands. So if you're medium
put a
sized or
NOS
small,
button on
this
there.
would definitely feel very, very big, like bulky. But if you have large hands,
If you
I
have
guess not a
man
problem.
hands,
Now we're gonna go. It does have notches. 2, 3, 4. Yep, it has notches. So we're gonna go 1, 2.
they probably feel
We're gonna
bulky
go
because
in between
he's
both of these lines right
see his
here.
thumb isn't in the imprint. Like when I'm holding my clippers, I'm all the way up.
And
on
now
the
we're
handle.
gonna go all the way close. 1, 2. It is a little hard to. It's not smooth, which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing, depending. But it is definitely not smooth. Like, look at how much force I have to put just to move it.
I wonder
but
if
it's
he
secure.
Not smooth at all.
it's secure too,
0,
but I wonder
all
if
the
he
way
oiled
close.
it so it was a little bit easier.
Blades are sharp. The trimmer blends in very well with to the clipper. And keep in mind, these are not zero gap. None of the clippers that I'm using in this video are zero gap. That's the last time I'm gonna say that. Cool.
Those trimmers went zero
Now,
gap.
I personally use,
He fucking balded
use
him.
the wall guards, so I'm gonna keep using the wall guards.
I think manually he didn't zero gap it, but I'm pretty
we're
sure
gonna
that
go
these are as
with
close
two
as you can
guard
get to zero
lever
gap
open.
from factory.
I'm gonna try to do as little clipper over combing
didn't use
Oh, you sent me a
in this
DM?
video.
He
I want
used
to be able
his
to
own
blend in everything
guard.
with just the clippers. Like just the clippers
Depending on what
and the
size he
guards.
is, there's only one
So this is 2 guard
half
lever
to
all
4
the way open.
of the green ones. So I have to use my 5 and 6 for my other Babyliss.
So far, it's good. I like it. It's not bad. It just does feel very jackhammery. Like I feel like my hands are vibrating even after I hold them. Like now that I'm holding with my left hand, I feel my left side vibrating a lot. And now, even though the clipper's not in my left hand, it still feels like it's vibrating. They feel immensely strong, kind of scary strong, that your hands still feel like they're vibrating even when the clipper's off. I feel like my hands are
If
still
I was ever to
vibrating, and
make
I don't like that.
YouTube
'Cause I'm very
content,
scared of
I would
getting,
offer
like,
the client
carpal
that's
tunnel
gonna come to my
or
chair
Parkinson's
a
or
free
any of that.
cut
So I don't like it when my
for me to
machines
make
vibrate a lot,
content.
especially 9 years cutting
just
hair.
not
I don't
free,
want 9 years
discounted,
worth of
'cause I have to
vibrating
wait
in my
longer.
hands. And obviously, if I do choose to have 9 years worth of vibrating in my hands, because I'm gonna have
I think
to
3 is a
cut
pretty good
hair,
discount.
I would rather do it with a clipper that doesn't vibrate that much. Now we're gonna go with the 1.5 guard lever open, and we're gonna go right underneath that line.
I'll do this one.
But so far, it does feel strong.
Oh well.
It feels bulky. The blades feel sharp. Definitely can't complain about the
Okay,
blades. I
let
have
me
zero complaints
discount.
about the blades.
Let me film this and do a review or tutorial or whatever,
smooth.
and
Yeah.
I
I'll
like that
take
they fit
10%
the wall
off
guards.
for your
The
time.
wall guards are very, very nice. And guys, I'm giving an unbiased opinion. I have a code for you guys for T-Pop. I don't have a code for this one, but I'm gonna be completely unbiased. I don't care if
Oh,
I
the
don't
trimmers
have a
you got are
T-Pop
called
code or not.
Piss.
I care more about keeping my
When you just
honesty
need a
to you guys.
kiss.
That is the whole point of my channel, and I'm never gonna break that. So you guys can take my word for it if the clippers are good or not.
And it came with guards?
Now this is the 1 guard lever open, and we're gonna go here. And I keep hearing a lot of bad things about
I
these
have
clippers,
clients.
but
message
so
me.
far they're not bad, guys. Honestly,
Clippers
they're not
on
bad.
Amazon. Like,
Not
can
bad.
I get these for my husband?
Well,
I'm like,
I need to hear the
don't know.
price though. Like if these are like 200 or 200.
I feel like if you get a pair of
probably
Amazon
stay away
clippers or Walmart
Based off
clippers
the
and you're
fact
just
that I
using them
know
for
that there are
yourself,
better
that's
clippers
probably
out there
fine.
that I would
Yeah.
get.
Because that's the only head
If
you're
these are, like,
cutting, so the
150
blades aren't
to
going to dull
170,
over
these are very
time,
good clippers.
and you don't need anything
And the
longevity
price
out of
does
them.
matter.
But like
you
for
can't tell
me
the price doesn't
and
matter.
Anna, you know, we have to make sure we have higher
Hey,
priced
that was all the way
quality
open. And as you guys can see, I'm blending down, right?
clippers
We did the
because
2,
we're
the
doing
1.5, the
multiple
1. Now we
clients
just gotta
with
do the half,
one
and we're pretty much done with the
set.
blend.
We don't
And
want it
that
to
is
crap
my
out
favorite
on
style
us.
of fading,
Which
because
is
as
nice
you can
about
tell, I'm only
having.
going
So
through
I
it
have.
once
I'll
or
have
twice,
3
maybe
sets
even
of
3
clippers
times,
now.
and then everything
I
blends
have
all
my
together.
Babyliss Pro FXs, my Low Pros, and then I have the Gold FXs. And then I'll have my gold trimmers and my
This with the lever
Tomb45
all the way
trimmers.
open, I have not closed my lever at all.
And I don't
Stay
believe
open.
that it's the sword that makes a cut.
I'm using the corner.
Good,
Well-
you're only so good as your
So I can blend a
equipment.
little bit. We're almost done with this side.
But you're also only as good as you can wield.
It really is that fast. Now
Yeah,
we're
but-
gonna
it's,
close it
you know.
2 notches down. 1,
If you've
2.
got shitty stuff, it takes a lot longer.
You went to men's cutters and he was using your beard
Sorry
trimmer
about
for
the
your
noise in the
hair.
background, guys.
A beard trimmer for hair.
I mean, I use my clippers for beards, but
Well, I use my trimmers and I use
just
my
detailing with my
T-liners
corners.
and
I'm
I
trying to
use my
find dark
clippers
spots.
for beard,
I have
depending
my
on what
clipper
part
all
I'm
the way
working
closed
on.
Now. I just closed the lever.
Like if I'm
And why
lining
am I
you up
closing the
right
lever?
here
'Cause I feel
on
like
the
this is
cheek
too
or
dark and it's not
underneath,
transitioning right.
then I'm definitely
So
using
if
the
it's too dark,
trimmers.
it means I need to cut it. And if
But
it's
if I'm
not cutting
cutting
with the lever halfway,
like
that
bulk
means I
off
need
of
to close
here,
the
I'll
lever.
use my clippers.
So wherever you feel like it's not transitioning right, I'm just closing my lever or opening up as I need to, right? So I'm closing my lever and I'm staying close to this. But as
You know,
I
it
go
actually
higher,
looks
it's
pretty
gonna
good.
open my
I'm
lever up
surprised
so I
he's
don't
still
go too
hitting
high
it.
and mess up the blend.
Yeah, I would have stopped.
This is called
Yeah,
lever play.
he could have been
This
he
is
could have been
something
done
that
already.
You're gonna get from experience and watching my videos.
Oh, you use your trimmers for
And
bulk?
If you hear the hair cutting,
Yeah, you can do that. It's just the
I
trimmer
hate
blades, because they're smaller, they'll
gonna
they'll
happen
dull
by
out
size.
faster doing
Here, let me
that.
help you out, brother.
So I use my gold
Thank you, brother.
clippers
I'll sweep it up. I'll sweep up,
for
bro. I'm filming a
debulking.
video and it's too noisy. All right, so now I'm just lever playing.
He
And like
said
I
it's
said,
too
you're gonna
noisy
learn that
because he's
just
making a
from either
video.
watching my videos or doing it yourself. You're gonna learn more from doing yourself than actually watching my videos, and I'll be 100% honest in that. And I'm using the corner of
Yeah,
my
that's
blade,
true.
right?
Because
Always
I
use
watch
the
video
bottom
after
corner.
video after
So
video,
if
and I'm
this
like, I'm not
corner's at
retaining
the
any
top,
of this.
I'm gonna go away from his head, and I'm gonna use it to detail. If this corner's higher than this one, then I'm gonna use this corner only. Always use the bottom corner. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do this and do this.
Well, you do it your way,
Now
I'll
I'm
do it
gonna
my
turn
way.
my clippers off. So you have to press it once to turn them off. And that took 6%. I think we started at 70 and it's at 64. So it'll take 12% for a haircut. So you could probably do, what, like 8 haircuts with this, which is relatively good. I'm gonna review it right now so you guys don't have to wait till the end of the video. Ergonomics, the way it feels, I would give it a 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. It doesn't feel too uncomfortable, but it reminds me of this clipper. And this is probably one of the worst clippers ever made.
No, I have that one on the right,
Like,
but
it's
mine's
just-
gold,
feels
and
like
it's
a flashlight. And I don't want to cut hair with. Look at how long that is. Look, I don't want to cut hair with a flashlight. And this reminds me a lot of that. It's very, very like. So ergonomics, 5 out of 10.
yeah, but it's
Also
got a
5 out of
thumb
10
slot
because
and it's
like,
got a grip for your fingers on
it's
the
not
bottom,
smooth.
where the
I'm
gold.
not trying hard. Like it
Don't.
literally is not smooth at all. So 5 out of 10. The blade, I would say 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I don't know if it's because it's brand new, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The blade is really good on this one. I like the green. I like that it's like purple and green like the goblin. I do like that. I'm not gonna lie. I do like that. So blade, I would say 9 out of 10. Good blade. In terms of
Yeah,
power,
you see the
9 out
grooves,
of
how
10.
they're like
It's
wiggled.
Very powerful.
That's to
In terms
disperse
of
heat
what
so
I
they don't
use
get
it,
hot.
I would say 6 out of 10.
Where the
7 out of
golds
10,
over
only
here
because
have
it vibrates so
vertical
much.
railings.
And this is
And they get hot.
a similar problem that I had with this one. I used to really like this one, and then I stopped using it because of how it is. It hurt my wrist. Like over time, I ended up getting like a little cyst on my wrist because it was so awkward using this one. And I feel like because this one's so bulky and so strong, it's gonna make my hand shake. And I don't like that feeling, especially me that I cut 15 to 20
It's
people
fine.
a day.
They should have
I'm
put his
not
hand in the
doing
correct
it.
position. It
So,
would have been better.
what I recommend is
'Cause he's holding it
clipper,
way back here, so
I'll
you
tell
have
guys
all
at the
that
end of the
heavy
video when I
weight
find out how
out
much this
here,
clipper's worth. Now, in
making
terms
your
of the
wrist
trimmer,
pivot. If you move your
it's
hand
very
up,
quiet.
you have more support
it's
on
very
all of it,
strong.
and the weight
Honestly,
is back
it's very
here in the
quiet and
back.
Very strong. It's really, really dope. I kind of feels a little weird that your fingers go here, so it's meant to line up. It's literally meant to do this, which honestly is cool. The blade, I would give it like a 9 out of 10. It is very sharp. It feels a little awkward doing it like this, but I don't see any problem with it, honestly. Ergonomics, I would say 7 out of 10. It doesn't feel too awkward, but it does feel different than other things.
See, now he's got his thumb in the hole.
Blade, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, but he's
Power,
saying to
9 out of
blend
10.
up.
Silentness, 9 out of 10. This is a good clipper, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Now we're gonna do the other side with the play clippers. With the
That's
play
his favorite.
pencil blade and play clipper. And keep in mind, all these clippers come out the box, right off the box. So now, with the play clipper, we're gonna turn it on. And I'm gonna make the first guideline. And these are also very powerful and very, very silent. Can you guys hear that it's on? Very powerful, look down. I would expect them to not be powerful because they're so tiny. So you would kind of expect that maybe you would have to go like over it once or twice in order to get the hair. But honestly, once and everything's gone. Pretty impressive. Now we're gonna come with our clipper and we're gonna open up the lever all the way. Gonna go about
I'm gonna
half
start
an
doing
inch.
that with my clients.
The blade
Instead of
is
having them tilt
also-
their head, just grab it and move
The
it.
blades are honestly just the best clippers out right now, and there's no competition. They're the best price, they are the best quality, They are the best. I mean, they're designed by a barber. Okay, so he knows how to cut hair. He knows
So
how to
he
make
has
a
a
good
favorite
clipper. I have
already.
absolutely nothing bad to say about these clippers.
Yeah, half an inch.
Tomb 45 was created by a
Now we're
barber
gonna
too,
go 2 notches down.
in collaboration
1, 2.
with Babyliss. So I mean, they're on the same level.
We're gonna go in the middle.
Fabulous isn't barbers. Fabulous.
Now we're gonna go another 2. 1, 2.
I know, but Tomb 45 putting his name
They
on
do
it.
blend right into each other. Just like the Babyliss duo, they blend right into each other with no
Alright.
need to zero gap.
You're
And I'm
gonna
sure
sleep.
both clippers,
You're gonna go
both
to
the
sleep already?
Babyliss Tomb 45
You're leaving
clipper
me?
and the plate clippers would be better zero gap. So I will say that. But
Okay.
they work well
rocking.
right out the box.
I know, but it's annoying
Alright,
going like
good
Now
that.
we're gonna
night.
follow. Now we're gonna follow the same fading technique with the 2 guard all the way open.
So I invite you in here to watch it with me, and then you're gonna leave.
All over here. Probably gonna pass it once or twice.
Oh, yeah,
This
all
angle
these
over here
videos
is a
usually
little
are.
awkward for me. Like,
This
I
one's
don't really
23
see, I have to
minutes.
extend my hand over there, so I might not
Same like
blend
your
that side. I
Disney.
might just leave like a little patch for me to blend after, because I don't want to keep turning the chair.
It sounded like a straight up air hose back there, just blowing hair away like.
Now with the lever all the way open. And man, I like the white clippers, but man, look at this. I just uploaded a video to them and people are like, clean your clippers. And it's like, bro, when it's black, you can't see all this. But when it's white, you have to constantly. So for content creation, white looks dope, but you have
think
to
my multi-chat
constantly clean it. So I'm
It's
gonna
like
clean it right
way
now.
behind. But if you did just come back, Aeonic,
But man,
welcome
they
in
look-
with
they
more
look
hype
crazy.
stickers. But if you didn't, then it's just my chat
So
being
I
weird.
would say, obviously, from a non-biased standpoint, the only difference that I feel from both of these clippers is that the Babyliss is significantly stronger, and you can definitely feel it right when you turn it on. Like I'm telling you, your hand starts vibrating. So if you like power, you like strength, you want to feel like you have a clipper that can mow through the hair, then definitely Babyliss is probably your clipper. You might think this clipper is a little too weak, but it definitely isn't.
Editing the video made me realize that I completely chose the wrong words. What I meant to say is that the Babyliss or the Babyliss Tomb 45 clipper is a lot stronger in vibrations. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a lot stronger when cutting hair. I feel like there's almost no difference in the way they cut hair, the way the hair feeds into the blades.
He said what
But
he
there is
meant.
a big difference in the way that the clipper vibrates on your hand. So as I was editing, I'm like, I don't even think, no, that's not what I meant to say. So I just wanted to clarify. All right, one more time. It's stronger in vibration. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily stronger when cutting the hair. I just want complete transparency.
All right, these are definitely quiet, but the Babyliss are quiet too. A lot of these clippers, I feel like they're getting quieter and quieter, and they definitely are quiet, and they are strong. These are quiet and strong as well. The other ones, you can just feel the strength because of the vibration. But like I said, I personally don't really like that.
He just
For
said
my
it again.
wrist
You can feel the
purposes,
strength because of the
for long-term
vibration.
health purposes,
So
I
he
wanted
just
something
reiterated what he said
lightweight
originally, and then his
not too
edit
strong, because for
was
mowing through lawns
obsolete.
or mowing through hair, I'd rather use like a detachable blade. Between these two, we're gonna both turn them on and see which one's louder. So we're gonna first turn this one on. Now we're gonna turn this one on. And this is the highest motor, by the way. So again. Sharpness, I would say they're both equally sharp. They really are. I have nothing bad to say about the blade on the Babyliss Pro. In terms of feeling it like this way, they both feel very good, honestly. This one doesn't feel too big. This one does feel small. This one doesn't feel too big. This is a good size. They're both good sizes. Holding them like this. Holding them like this, it feels a little, this one feels different because it's shaped different. It's literally kind of like slanted up. This one is straight, and most clippers
Yeah,
are
but the
like
way
this.
they
Most
designed
clippers
it
are
wasn't
straight.
for that
I
flip.
would give this
That's why it feels
trimmer,
goofy.
in all honesty, I would give it like a 8 out of 10. It's very strong, it's quiet, it has 2 motors. I like that it tells you the battery percent. I don't even use it because obviously this one, it just goes red and I charge it. But for some reason, I like technology and I like seeing that. So I like that. It's strong, like I said, they're both strong.
I like it when my shit gets
And
innovative.
yeah, I would give this one a 9 out of 10. It's very quiet, it's very strong. It's very ergonomically nice. I like the color. I like the color of these two.
Yeah, but what's nice about what Tomb45 is doing is it's also pushing others
Time for the Clippers. Clippers
to be more
and this one,
innovative.
I think this one's a 7 out of 10, and this is a 9.5 out of 10, and that's genuine, because this one also has 2 motors. That's literally.
I don't know if it's genuine.
I can barely hear that it's on, and I'm standing right next to it.
Because even Anna, when she was in here, she's like, so he's already got a favorite.
And then take off the Tomb45. You can hear the difference. Another barber that also handled both of these, they said the same thing. So if you like power, it's not overwhelming. Like the tingling's not overwhelming. I don't want to.
He's gonna say power
on the brand. I'm really trying not to. I'm trying to keep it 100% fair. But I genuinely have this fear of like Parkinson's, and you know, we use our hands a lot, we use our wrists a lot, carpal tunnel and all that. That feels smoother. This feels very. So the T-pop wins on that.
So
the blade
on the smoothness on your lever, you're also losing.
Yeah, I would give the blade a 9 on each one.
Ability.
And then ergonomics.
If it's smoother, that means it could slip.
And in terms of power, this one wins.
Go to the wrong setting.
This one wins. So if you like quiet, slim, what else? With a great blade, this one. If you like powerful, great blade, and a little bulky, this one. That is a complete unbiased review. I'm not even gonna give you guys a code for T-pop because I don't want you guys to seem that I'm promoting him or the brand.
I know you're doing
if you like this
it
one,
though.
Go buy it. If you like this one, go buy it.
You're doing it saying but you're not gonna do it.
And that's complete on this.
Let's talk about pricing because everything changes once we involve the price. So for the Babyliss Tomb45 Clipper, it is $199.99 free shipping plus taxes equals $220 for the clipper. Now for the trimmer, we have it at $179.99 free shipping plus tax equals $198, basically $200. So now for the play clipper, the T-pop play clipper, we have it at $135 with free shipping and taxes included. And trimmer, the play trimmer, we have it at $115 with free shipping and taxes included. So T-pop play clipper is $135 versus the Tomb45 Babyliss $220
This is the same
clipper.
video that
And
you
the
left.
trimmer is $115 versus the $200 Babyliss Tomb45 $200 trimmer. So
I know,
you
but
guys do
just
the math.
looking at them, I'm like,
If you're a busy barber,
just
there's
look-
absolutely nothing wrong with having both
they
of these
don't
in your
look
station.
attractive.
If you are not a busy
They
barber
don't look like a
and you're
premium brand.
choosing one or the other, then you do you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but the price, you know, changes everything in my personal opinion. Now if you do want an extra discount for T-pop, you can use code Joe's Cuts and it actually gives you $40 off. So you can actually get the play clipper for $95 instead of $135, and you can get the plate trimmer for $85, I think 85 or 80, something like that, instead of $115. Okay, I'm just giving you guys that option if you guys need it. I don't have a code for you guys for Babyliss Tomb45, but I'm sure they have plenty of sponsors to give you 10% off or 15% off. My code, I believe, gives you somewhere close to 30%
see this guy
off
right
for
here in the
T-pop.
comment. I'm not gonna be
You
biased.
guys do the
I got a code
math
for
and
T-pop.
whatever
LOL.
works for you, and there's absolutely, you know, do what you gotta do what you gotta do. Now if there's any way I can make these reviews better, please leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, he said the Tomb45 blend looks better than the other side you did with the T-pop. Comments are saying the same thing I just said. What?
The first step in creating a smooth blend is to not go
So
too
just
high
throw 'em
up
in
with
the
the
dryer.
zero line. What kind of haircut did you ask me for?
Mid drop.
Like a mid drop fade. Now, it
Okay.
doesn't matter what haircut he asks me for, honestly. He could have asked.
Well, sounds like our bed's wet. The window was open and it rained, so we got a water bed now. All right, so let's look up some more Tomb45. Are these worth it? Tomb45 Babyless.
What's good,
Oh,
YouTube?
maybe
Y'all know
Dad.
what it is, man. This your boy Tank be chopping, back with another video. Now, I wanted to
My
make
chair's popping.
another
I feel like
video
I'm gonna-
talking about the Babyliss
Yeah.
Pro and Tomb45 clipper and trimmer. And the reason why I wanted to do another video is
I feel like it's really dark in here.
just redeemed sad animal facts.
Okay, where's that book at? I moved my books. All right, sad animal facts. Let's go straight to the back. Marine iguanas sneeze out salt
Weston just redeemed make me dab.
when they eat too much of it. A marine iguana's diet consists completely of underwater algae that it scrapes off rocks with its teeth. The algae and water are everything around them. It is incredibly salty, and the tops of their heads turn white from the crusted salt they sneeze out. And it's going to be hard to show you, but there's a little guy. I wish it would say what page they were on, like in the book from the glossary. And then make me dab again.
Weston just redeemed sad,
Another sad animal
facts.
fact. Let's see. Some species of spiders eat through their mom when they're born. My stomach is never going to be the same.
Weston just redeemed make me dab.
Make me dab.
Weston just redeemed true facts that sound
Mr.
like bullshit.
Weston. All right, true facts that sound like bullshit. Oh, really? The Stanley Cup has several typos engraved on it. The most egregious are probably Boston Bruins being spelled as BQSTQN Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs being spelled Toronto Maple LEAES. But a surprising number of players' names have been misspelled over the years. That's funny. So the Stanley Cup has typos. Why don't they just fix it? How many points do you have? You should save those points for when I add more channel point rewards. We got to get back to reviews.
I told y'all I was going to give y'all an update on what I thought about these tools once I've used them for a little while. So we've been using them for about a month now. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know what I think about these as of right now. So without further ado, let's jump into this video.
Hang on, guys. Yeah, go ahead. Hang on, I gotta go help her real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Let's see. Play.
All right, man. So I've had these tools for about 3 or 4 weeks now, give or take, you know, close to a month, right? So I told y'all I was gonna give y'all an updated video. So that's basically what we're doing here, man. I wanted to give y'all an update on what I think about these tools, how they performing as of right now. And if y'all think I should do another update on these tools later on, let me know down in the comments. But once again, guys, if you are new to the channel,
I had to put a phone. Where I put it? Okay, I found it.
channel, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. But nonetheless, man, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Babyliss and Tomb45 clipper first before we move on to the trimmer. Now, just a couple highlights of this clipper in case y'all didn't see my unboxing or my actual initial thoughts of this clipper. We do have an MIM fade blade on there. We do got a 5-click lever with the stretch taper lever on there, meaning it basically stretches a little longer than a typical Babyliss clipper, right? As you can see, the ergonomics of it are nice. We do have a thumb indentation on the front. Nice rubber gripping on the back. Really helps with ergonomics. Just makes it feel a little more comfortable in hand. Once again, charging port at the bottom. We have the regular Babyliss charging port and a USB-C charging port, and then you can charge this on the Tomb45 power mats. So if you got a Tomb45 power mat, you can charge it on there, or you can buy the newer power mats that just came out for this clipper or with this clipper, and you can use that to charge it. So they do charge wirelessly also. They do also come with newer guards. They're a green set of Babyliss / Tomb45 guards. Those guards are different types of guards, and what I mean by that is I should have brought the guards home with me. I always be forgetting stuff, but they're just a different type of guard. They really, in my eyes, they mimic more of like the Andis style guards, right? Like the hair gets fed into the clipper a little differently than if you use the regular Babyliss premium guards, and that's because the way the teeth are. The teeth are a little more pointier, so it does help feed in the hair a little better. So if you like the Andis Masters type guards, I think you're really gonna like these guards, right? And if you've seen my previous video, you saw me say that it's kind of a learning curve because I typically use the original.
Look, let me show you what I see on OBS. The kid sent this a long time ago, right here. It says, no lie, really excited to get my hair cut, for real, for real. It's like, he said that a long time ago, way back here. Like, my multi-chat is super slow, so if anybody's on YouTube or Kick, I'm probably not getting your messages.
Original Babyliss premium guards, which are more of the wall style guards, right? So it's kind of a transition, and at first, you know, some of my haircuts were taking me like a tad longer, maybe like 5 minutes or so. It was like a learning curve that I was trying to figure out. However, I feel like now I've kind of mastered those guards and I can cut better with them. And now that I feel that I've used them a good amount of times and I'm more fluent with them, I really like using those guards on my haircuts, especially on this trimmer. Now, the good thing about those guards is they actually do fit on any traditional style clipper. And what I mean by that is basically any clipper that doesn't have like an Andis blade on it, because, you know, the Andes blade is a little different, so it requires different guards. But like your Wall Magic clips, your Seniors, your Stylecraft clippers, Babyliss clippers, Caliber clippers, you know, like any other clipper that uses traditional style guards, you can put the new Tomb45 guards on there. So you kind of get an Andes style guard with just using your regular blade on it, right? So once again, I really do like the upgrades on the guards. I do like the way they feel. They feel really premium. I like when I'm using them, and all in all, man, they are some great guards. So once again, if you like using the Andes guard system, you're really gonna like using these guards on these clippers or any other clipper. Now, another thing that I wanna talk about this a little bit is the lever. So I told y'all the lever is a little longer. It does stretch a little more. And for some people, that can throw some people off, right? Like it can throw your whole system off, your whole technique off. And it may just, you know, your phases may not come out as nice or as quickly as they normally do because of the stretch if you're not used to it. And me personally, I think that this clipper actually stretches open a little more than the Low Pro FX ones, because the Low Pro FX ones also have a stretch taper, but I just think that this one opens up a little more. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it's just a blade, or maybe it just feels that way, but I feel that it opens up like a tad more. So, you know, once again, that is something that you're gonna kind of have to get used to if you're not really used to using it. But I will say this, if you use the Tomb45 guards, you get used to the stretch on here, you can knock out haircuts a lot quicker. And the reason why I say that is it's just easier for those guards to blend into each other. Are you gonna have to do some detail work? Yes. Are you gonna have to adjust your lever and do a little bit of corner blending? Yes, but I feel that you can get the bulk of the haircut done really quickly with those guards and with the stretch lever. And that is a plus, obviously, when it comes to people working. Sometimes you wanna work faster, because the faster you work, the faster you can get your client out, and the faster you can get someone else in your chair. So with that being said, man, I really think that that is a plus. I'm liking using this, man. Still been holding up for me, still debulks well, still blends well, still does everything the way I need it to be done. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I personally like the charging pad. I know a lot of people were saying, bro, it's hard to put it back on the charging pad. If I'm cutting hair all day, it's gonna take me too long to put it back down. It literally does not take long at all. You just put it down and push it down. It's got like a little bumper on it. I don't know if y'all can see, it's slightly raised right here. And that's so you can just put it on the mat and then push it back, and boom, it's gonna stop, and it's gonna be on there perfectly, and it's gonna charge up. When you have a fully charged clipper, you do get about 4 hours of runtime. Now, I really haven't tested that, but what I read on the website, what I've read on the packaging, it says you got about 4 hours of runtime, but that's not even something that I'm really worried about, because like I said, it comes with the charging pads, so I just place it on the charging pad and I don't gotta worry about it dying, none of that stuff, right? Another good thing about this clipper is it does got a 2-motor speed. So once you turn it on, that's the high speed, as you can see. But then if you hold this top button right here, it slows down. So the top speed is gonna be 7,500 RPMs, and the lower speed is gonna be 6,800 RPMs. Now, a lot of people ask, what is the reasoning for that? Well, I'm gonna tell you how I use it and how I've been using it. The faster speed I typically use for debulking, you know, doing my guidelines, doing some of my fade work. But when I really wanna dial in the details, when I really wanna get a little more detailed, I lower the speed and I start to detail on that speed. And the reason for that is it's not as aggressive, right? So let's say I put a number 1 guard on there and I didn't open the lever. I left it closed and I'm trying to hit up a spot. If that is longer than a number 1 guard and I had it on the highest speed and I just start hitting that dark area, it may take off too much hair too quickly and I'm gonna have to raise the blend up. Now, if you have that 1 guard on there on the lower speed, the blade isn't gonna move as quickly, so it's gonna be a little more forgiving and it's not gonna take off so much hair at once. So when you do hit it, you're like, oh, I see that it's cutting, let me open my clipper or adjust my lever as needed, right? So that is the reasoning. So that is the reason why I like to use the lower speed for detailing. I just think it works really, really great for detailing, and the higher speed for more of my debulking and more of my blending work. But all in all, man, like I said earlier, this thing is still holding up for me. It's been on my station since I got it. I've really been going between this and another clipper, trying to just put them to the test, see how they work. And I enjoy using this still, man. And I know that these tools are still kind of hard to come by. However, I do know Fort Worth Barber Supply is taking pre-orders on these still. So you can go to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10 on that website. I believe they're going to be shipping out in March. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they're going to be shipping out in March. So if you want to go get you one, go pre-order it from Fort Worth Barber Supply. Use my discount code TANK10. But moving on, we're going to go ahead and start talking about the trimmer. Now, we do have an inverted blade on the trimmer, as y'all can see, meaning the blade is faced the opposite way of what the clipper basically has their blade. And the reason for that is so when you're laying your clipper down, you can pick it up and just start to go. It's not a big deal, it's not a big issue, but it's something that may save you a little bit of time once you get used to it. Yes, it is. You know, I still find myself picking up my clipper and turning it like I typically would with any other clipper or trimmer. I still find myself doing that, but once you get used to it, you're really not gonna do it as much. So I've kind of gotten used to using this a little more, so I really don't have to turn it. You know, I pick it up from my mat, pick it up, boom, start lining up my client, don't have to turn it. And it's not that it's gonna save you a lot of time, but it does save you a little bit of time, and it just, you know, it feels like you're more in the groove when you're going. As far as ergonomics, check it out, man. We do got the rubber grip on this side as well. We got a nice thumb indention on this side. Like I said, the blade is inverted or reversed, whatever you want to call it, and it is an MIM metal injection molded trimmer blade. So it's a little different than the rest of their trimmer blades. In my personal opinion, I feel that it's like the Gold FX trimmer blade, just a little better. Now, if y'all saw my video when I was using this, I said that I felt that it was a little too sharp. Now, it was just gap a little too close for my liking. I typically don't like my trimmer blades to be super zero gap, so I did push my blade back a little bit, and for me, it works well. It hits the way I need it to hit. I had someone say in one of my videos that it looked like the trimmer really wasn't hitting, but the trimmer does hit, and it hits the way I like. Like, I don't have to keep going over it a bunch of times, and if you do see me going over a certain area a bunch of times, honestly, that's just the way I line up. Like, I move really slow when I'm lining up because lineups are not my strong point, right? Like, I have to be really slow and just move myself over little by little till I get to where I need it to be, to where I can get it to look the way I want it to look. So that's me. You know, that has nothing to do with this. I think this works really well. And even for debulking, man, I'm not gonna lie. When I first got it, I thought it wasn't gonna debulk as good as some of the other trimmers I've had. But this thing eats through hair, bro. It literally melts the hair away. I still haven't had this thing snag any client. Still hasn't bogged down. Still hasn't had an issue with it. Still works the way I need this thing to work, right? And once again, these are just my opinions, right? I'm just trying to give y'all my opinion because I told you I was going to give y'all an updated video. And I really like using this, man. Same thing with the trimmer as well. And what I mean by that is we have a dual speed trimmer. So you can put it on the slower speed, which is 6,800 RPMs, or you can hold the button. Oh, did I got it on? Nope. Or you can hold the button and put it on the higher speed, which is 7,500 RPMs. Same thing, the slower speed you can use for a little more detail work, and the faster speed, you know, that's really what I use it on. I don't think I've ever even put this on the slower speed. I typically just use the trimmer at the higher speed. But if you don't like a trimmer that's super aggressive, you may want to put it on the lower speed and use it to detail and line up, and use it how you see fit, right? But all in all, same thing with the trimmer, man. I think it's a great tool. I really enjoy the MIM blade on this trimmer. Like I said, I feel that the MIM blade hits like a Gold FX blade, but just a little stronger, right? In my opinion, right? Everyone's gonna have their own opinions on this, and that's, you know, you can have your opinion, that's totally fine. But once again, I know these things are hard to come by, but I do believe Fort Worth Barber Supply is taking pre-orders, so you can go to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10 on that website. But yeah, man, I do really like that this thing does also come with the charging pad, like I was saying earlier. It just really helps keep you, you know, keep your trimmer charged. It does say that the runtime on the trimmer is 3 hours of runtime, which is an hour less than the clipper. But once again, with the charging pad, you don't have to worry about that. You just put it on the charger when you're not using it, and it's gonna basically stay charged. I know one question people have asked me on both the clipper and the trimmer is, do the blades get hot? I haven't had that issue yet. I don't know if anyone has had that issue, but me personally, I haven't had it. I think the blades work well, and them heating up just isn't gonna be an issue, at least not on the units I got. Obviously, out of so many units they make, there may be a few that don't perform the best or may heat up. You know, not everyone is gonna be exactly 100% the same as the other one. But all in all, I think these things are going to be good. Everybody who I've seen use these has said good things about them. Once again, I think they're good. So that's just my opinion, man. Once again, I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all a little bit about these, a little more about these, because I told y'all I was. And once again, if you want me to do another video on these in another 3 months or so, let me know, man. But check out the clipper and the trimmer, Tomb45 and Babyliss. Shout out to the whole Babyliss team and the Tomb45 team, man. They over here putting in some work, man. But with that being said, man, that's basically it for this video. If you like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. And that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.
What's up, Lifestyles? Here's my first impression of the new Babyliss Pro Tomb45 clipper. First thing I noticed is that the clipper is pretty bulky, but I do like the rubber grip on this clipper. It feels very nice in hand. As far as ergonomics, it feels amazing, actually. Holding this clipper in hand, it feels very lightweight, but it's also a small clipper as well. I do like the LED display on the...
Your checking account available.
The thing next to you is
No, my bitch so bad. You spend your cash on a bitch you never had. Yeah, I'm a Tommy boy.
Why would anyone need
Eminem disc machine?
Last but not.
What's good, YouTube?
Oh, we already saw this one. Oh no, we already saw that guy. Saw that one.
Yo, what is up, YouTube fam? As you guys can see, I will be using the new Babyliss T45 clipper and trimmer. These joints are fire. I will be doing a high skin taper on my client with a 4 on top with a deep bare fade, and I will be showing you guys how to do this haircut step by step. Let's jump right into the video. I threw on the foreguard and I'm starting close, and I am going against the grain. When you are cutting hair texture like this, it's always best to go against the grain to get the hair to cut down evenly. If you was to go down with the grain on this texture hair, you would barely cut anything off. That's why it's very important for you to go against the grain. And just look at the clipper, man. It's a beautiful clipper, and it's super powerful as well. You can see how it's just eating right through the hair. And I love that it came with 2 speeds as well. So this clipper come with a fast speed and it come with the slow speed as well. It's fire. Now we're going to jump right into the taper. I pick up the T45 trimmer and set in the first initial bald guideline. Then I pick back up the clipper and setting in my first initial bald guideline with the lever open, going up about 1 inch. Now to take this line out, you're going to start close. You're going to start to tap at the line. Once you see that line shift up, you're going to open up your level 1 notch and tap at that line. Once that line shift up, you're going to go halfway in the lever and take out the remaining spots that you see.
This is like a tutorial, and
then you're going to pick up the 1 guard and you're going to start close. And you're going to go over this guideline multiple times to make sure that you have it down to its desired length. Clipper
you know what's
fire.
funny?
Then you're going to pick up your...
Is maybe that I also have a soft spot for Tomb45 because 45 is my number that's on my truck bed, on the tailgate, and on my hood. It was funny because it just now like clicked that I've got the number 45 on my truck.
Your half guard, and you're going to start halfway, and you should be halfway in that guideline. Once you see it lighten up, you're going to close your lever up 1 notch and you're going to go a little bit lower.
What?
Then you're going to close your lever up all the way and you're going to go at the very bottom of the guideline and your line should come out.
Anna's yelling from the other room. That's cool.
Now I'm going to pick up my 1 guard and I'm going to start open. So this clipper have a stretch bracket on there. So
you see how he's going straight up and down? The hair's actually growing at an angle. So you can see the hair going this way. So he should take that clipper and rotate this up, rotate this down, and kind of blend it at an angle so you can actually cut the hair a lot more, because you can see this line is still there and it's not really going down. That's because the hair is going in this direction. So he should be hitting it this direction. But he's also making a video, so you might be a little distracted and not fully paying attention to the cut and kind of paying attention more to the tutorial.
If I have a 1 guard
it'll
on,
eventually come out either way.
Technically, it's like a 1.5.
But he would make way more faster progression if he went against the way that the hair's growing and went against the grain, so he can make that harder cut.
And we're just going to make our net transition. Then I'm going to close the lever up all the way. Now I'm going to start to tap at the bottom of the guideline, and I'm just softening up the line.
Yeah, you can see it coming out now.
I know this 1 guard close is not going to take out that line.
You could have got there quicker.
So then I'm going to throw back on the half guard, and I'm going to go open, and I'm just going to take out the remaining line that I see.
Sometimes I'll miss it.
And as you guys can see, this taper
and I'll see it and I'll be like, I could have made this faster.
Nice and blurry. You know, I like to call these a Mick blurry. And we just taking our time, getting my guy all the way together.
See the hair on his hands? This tiny little hairs. I can't stand tiny. When I'm doing a fade, I can't. So I have to wear gloves. I wear gloves when I'm cutting hair, mostly to also protect myself if anything happens. Like I don't want a hair splinter. Those are the worst, especially when you're dealing with these tiny little hairs. You get one of those, they suck.
Now we're going to start on the side taper. I threw on my 1.5 guard.
I'll leave my gloves on
open.
until I clean all my
equipment.
equipment.
When I get to his parietal ridge area, I'm going to scoop out because I do not want to create.
There's also I think it's also a sensory thing that I haven't realized, but like when I have gloves on, I feel calmer when I'm doing a cut too. So like today, as soon as I put my gloves on, there was like a calm feeling. And my gloves are pink. And I'm wondering if the pink has some kind of a psychological effect. And the only reason I think that is because there was a documentary about this prison and why they painted the walls a certain color of a shade of pink. And it supposedly made most of the inmates more calmer because of the pink. So I prefer pink gloves also because of the pop of color. And I want more color in my equipment along with quality because I'm tired of looking at all the equipment and everything's just colored black. And I'm like, I need more variety. I need greens. I want pinks. I want yellows. I want all these different colors. And then I don't know, when you have a kid in your chair, they're probably more likely to enjoy a cut when they can look at these different colors. So it's also something that could affect kids, like to be more chill and relaxed and be like, oh, he's got some really cool like green guards, and I get my haircut with green guards, and then my Naruto cape. I know kids like that. And then today, my client that I had, it actually started a conversation for us. I put that Naruto cape on her, and he's like, oh, you watch anime? I was like, yeah, I do. And so we watched, or we didn't watch. We were talking about Naruto. We talked about One Piece. We talked about Solo Leveling. Talked about Demon Slayer. So it was like, I don't know. I want stuff that'll start a conversation.
Create a harsh guideline, and I am going to give him a super high taper because that's what he wants. Then we're going to set in our next guideline, starting at the bottom of the vertical bar, going straight across. And we're going to take off majority of his beard because we are going to give him a
he's doing a taper. I was like, what is going on? Never mind.
Then we're gonna pick up the
I want
foil
a conversation
shaver
cut with no
and
pants
ball
on.
him out completely. Then I come back, no guard open.
My what? That was me and Bo. Bo was on one side of the client and I was on the other. Well, it was a student, but I just call everybody a client. Anybody that sits in my chair is a client. Whether they're a student, get it for free, or if they're a friend, or it doesn't matter. So, and it's a way for me to not say somebody's name. So nobody needs to know, like if I do a hair replacement system on a client, I can say my client and not say a name or anything like that. Or if something weird happens, I can say a client. You know, I'm never going to give out names. Like a barber client confidentiality. What you tell me stays with me and all that. Yeah, we're your therapist, and that's why we charge a premium. That's why it's a luxury to get your hair cut. Because if you got something on your chest, get it out. Vent it. I'll cut your hair. You can vent to me. You know, a little therapy session.
Going up about an inch.
I am not a doctor, and I do not claim to be a doctor, and I cannot I cannot prescribe anything as a doctor. Huh? No. Hey, don't knock my shirts off.
And we're going to take out the line. We're going to start close. We're going to start to tap at the line. Once it shift up, we're going to open up the lever one notch. Open up the lever another notch.
I think this is more just a tutorial.
The line should be completely faded out.
He just happened to be using the Tomb 45s.
Then we're just going to do the same exact thing on the beard. But the only difference is you're just going to be fading down instead of fading up. Now we're going to...
To me personally, when I'm doing a beard, I actually flip my clippers and I'll actually do it downward so I can see where the blade is hitting the hair. I haven't got comfortable enough to do it the other direction, because when you also go against the grain, you're actually collecting more hair into the clip, into the not the clip, but the guard, and it's grabbing more hair than I would want it to. That's just me.
Throw on the one guard close, go up about an inch. Make sure you get that little patch of hair that's right behind the ear. Then we're going to jump right back down to the beard, since we already have the guard on. Now we're going to throw on the half guard, and we're going to start halfway. And we're going to do the same exact thing. Once it lighten up, we're going to close the lever up one notch, and then we're just going to go all the way close and just knock out the remaining line.
That brush he's using,
now
they're
very
very scratchy.
We should be halfway in the guideline.
But it removes all the hair
up,
on the spot that you're working on.
We are going to close the lever up one notch. We're going to go a little bit lower. Now I'm going to close the lever up all the way.
I would like to find a soft bristle brush like that.
Now it should be at the very bottom of the guideline. If your line do not come out,
they're like
just
wire.
take the guard off, go no guard open, and just take out the remaining line that you see. Now to finish off this blend, I come back with the one guard and I am halfway, and you're going to see me start to really bring this blend all the way together. You see I'm using majority of my corners, and I'm going between close and halfway in the lever, just to try to make this transition pop. And I am also...
He did his taper differently than I do mine. So he did a straight line across. I actually cut an arch right here. So I'll actually do it rounded. So then that way the taper is more of like in an arch shape, and it doesn't look square like this one. Because you can see where that initial guideline, it almost plays like a mind trick on you, because you're only going to see the lines like horizontal when you're going vertical with the clippers. If I do start here and make like an arch, like a crescent shape, and then that makes my brain hit it at all these angles. So then that way it's more of an arched fade, and then it kind of gets in this area, and it's not so boxy. But we all have our different ways.
Stretching the skin as well. This helps me feed the guard through the hair a lot easier. And we're just gonna fade out the beard now. And you can see how his beard is growing sideways. So that's the way you want to cut it as well. You always cut the hair the way you want to grow.
So that's what I was talking about back here when he was working on the back side of this taper, is to cut the opposite direction that the hair is growing. He's doing that now right here. You'll show me an arch.
Then I'm going to close the lever up all the way, and you're going to start to see the transition come together with the beard. And just look at the taper and just look at the beard, how they both are faded. And bro, when you throw the line on it, it's just going to pop, bro. And we're just going to repeat the same exact steps for the other side. So one thing that I love about this clipper the most since I've been using it,
I'll keep watching, but right now maybe he's just debulking right now.
I love the ergonomics of
I
the
thought
clipper.
he did that hard line first.
Like, just speak.
And I think
for myself,
wait for him to take the
I do
clippers
not-
away. So like right here, so you can also, so the way that I do it is I look for points in the head. So like right here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points that you can pick to make your initial line. And I do that on both sides of the head because even if your ears are offset, when you look in the mirror, it's going to look correct because I'm connecting dots. So like for his, I think this is what my prediction is, and I don't remember what he did on the other side, but I think from right here on this point is where he's going to go with that line. He might move it up just a little bit because you can see if he went from here to here directly, he'd have a weird line right here in the C cup. So maybe move it up like this so you can get that line to come straight down. I think that's what he did on the other
fingers
side.
At all. I have really small hands, so a bulky clipper, I just don't like it at all. And I know.
Yeah, see, I was close. I thought he would go with this point down here, but he went with right here on the ear, which is probably more accurate to what he did on the other side. But again, I would have went here and arched it back behind the ear, or even just arch it right here to give us a better
saying, oh, the clipper
foundation to actually like fade it.
That
towards
is not
the back.
The case. It fit perfect in my hands. And the cool story about the design of the clipper, Basio, he was a painter and he loved the way how the handle felt like on the roller when you are painting. And it's crazy because if you ever held a paintbrush roller, the handle of it, and then you hold this clipper, it feels exactly like it.
So I'm not sure. I don't remember. Did he pull the ear down on the other side to kind of fade it this way? Because if not, see this line right here? I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back and get that, but that's gonna be a harsh line if he doesn't.
And I just think that is so crazy, like to even think of something like that. Like he just loved the way how the handle felt on a paintbrush roller. And the ergonomics of this clipper, bro, it's ridiculous, man. It's really out of this world. And the clipper has 2 speeds. They have a slow speed and they have a fast speed. And you know,
one of the biggest things that I forget is right here. I always forget to hit this part right here. And I need to start doing that on all my fades, like this part right here. Right above the C cup.
When it come down to detailing, I'm going right to that slow speed, man.
I keep saying C cup. That C cup, I mean, he's all of his hairs are gone. But where the hair comes down and then starts to curve into the beard in this area. So right off of here and right here by the temple, this is the C cup. So the hairline comes down, and as it curls back towards the ear into the sideburn, that's where that C cup is.
turns into a whole different clipper when you go to the slow speed.
It looks like he hit it a little bit in here
And
behind the ear.
The lever on it, I'm a real big fan of a clipper having a quality lever because I fade with my lever. And I just love the clicks. Like, it's just something about when you hitting that lever and it don't click and you don't hear it, it just throws you off. Like, I need to hear that click. If I'm going through my lever and I'm not hearing that,
hey, he's talking about a secure
bro,
lock-in,
I have
knowing
to hear
that's
the
where
click.
it's at.
If I don't hear the click, bro, just give me the click.
The
man.
low pro
the click
FXs
is
have
fire,
a hard
bro.
click.
I'm telling y'all.
So it looks like
Another
it
thing
sounds
that
like
I
the
love
pro,
about
the
clipper,
low pro FXs
right
and
at the
these
bottom, it
have
actually
about that
shows
same
you
click.
the percentage that you have on your clipper. For example, if you have 79% on your clipper, it will show you right at the bottom 79% that you have left in the battery life. Another thing that's really important, how quiet the clipper is. Since I'm real big in engaging with my clients, you know, talking to them, I really don't like a loud clipper. The last thing you want is
my low pro
a clipper
FXs are
that's
so
very
loud.
You're having a conversation with your client, they can't hear you.
Like when I'm
because
running
your
those, I have to
clipper
shut
is
them off
too
for when my
loud.
client says something, and I'm
With
like, I'm
this
sorry,
clipper,
I didn't
it's
hear you. My
not
clippers are too loud.
at all. You will be able to talk to
My
your
golds,
client.
they're not
Your
that
client will
loud.
be able to hear you. Your client won't be saying huh because they can't hear you because all they hear is bzzz, like a loud clipper all in the air.
Like a lawnmower.
This clipper is not loud at all. It's super powerful. It just mows through the hair with ease. It cut through wet hair. It's super good with clipper over comb. Like, it's really everything that you would want in a clipper for your everyday need, and something that you can cut hair with back to back to back, and you won't have to use another clipper. Also, the battery life on it is crazy. I started using them fresh out the box. I was at 69%, and I was able to go through the whole day with using them without charging them once. So
Just have an older
that's
camera.
very, very important as
you
well.
can see the numbers not
And as you
registering
can
in the
see,
camera.
I had the trimmers macking. Now we're just going to line up his vertical bars, and we're going to proceed to line him up. And I did zero gap my trimmers, and we're going to start right in the middle for our balance. Everything flows right at the center, and we're just going to
that's
line
not
him
how
up.
I did mine today.
We're
I
gonna
started
take our
mine on
time.
the left.
We're not
worked
going
my
to
way
rush
over.
this edge
I
up at
should have
all.
started in the middle like he did.
And like, look, just look how, bro, they smacking. These joints is really hitting. Hitters. Bop, bop. Like, bro, I'm not using nothing else.
I'm so excited to get these
clippers and these trimmers. They had me in a chokehold, and they won't let go. They would not let go at all. Crazy. It's a must cop. If you do not cop these, you are missing out big time. Now we're going to put some Tomb45 shave gel on my client.
Oh, you got all the Tomb45 products
on each side. Now we're going to stretch the skin.
Oh, he's even got the razor holder.
45-degree angle, and it
I
should
like mine. I
glide
won't
like butter.
I won't
and
go to that one. I like the one I got.
Tomb45 Turkish razor. This razor is super light, easy to handle. You can put the blade in as exposed or non-exposed. Me, I like mine exposed, which means
I like to know where my blade's at.
razor to be showing a little bit. Or if you really don't like the razor to show, you could put it as non-exposed, and you really won't see the razor at all. And that works great as well. And we're just going to come to the other side, and we're going to do the same exact thing. And you can see when I'm lining up the beard, it just made the fade in the beard just pop.
Yeah,
we're going to brush everything out. Well, comb.
You can see the fade right here. And because he shaved it with a razor on that, it makes that line super clean. You'll probably come in here and clean these up too with that razor.
Everything out, and I always like to hit every line twice. The second time around, this is when I really like to make everything super crispy. Bro, look at that taper, man. Look at the beard line, man. Look at the beard fade with the taper, bro. This is crazy, man. Now we're gonna come in and we're gonna do some detail work. I threw on the one guard, and I'm just gonna do some lever play, man. I'm gonna go from open halfway to close, and I'm just gonna be using the corner of the blade, just hitting them dark spots that I see. Really trying to take this taper to the next level. And it's crazy because I feel like these clippers like make your...
This is difficult because the hair grows this direction and you're trying to fade this way. So it's really hard to deal with hair that's going backwards when you wish the hair was going this direction so you could really like get it chopped.
Make your fades like a little bit softer.
So like right here, the direction of the hair is
this
really
clipper crazy, man.
You just have to work with it.
Man, this joint is nuts. And this is how my client came in looking.
I was gonna say, this doesn't look like what he just did.
To get a chop. Us barbers, man, we really have the power to change somebody's appearance, man, get somebody that confidence.
Just cleaning up lines makes a huge difference. And if you guys
want me to do a deep review on this clipper,
hang on,
drop a comment below.
Right
and I will do
there. Let's go back.
Us barbers, man, we really have...
You can see where he got a taper before, but somehow there's like a harsh line right there.
The power to change somebody's appearance, man, get somebody that confidence. It's crazy. And if you guys want me to do a deep review on this clipper, drop a comment below and I will do one for you guys.
It's right here. See that line? I would have taken even a 1.5 open and went down, and then if it didn't hit, then maybe just like a quarter or halfway down, halfway closed, and hit that, because that line is hiding behind that ear.
Guys, if you like any tools that I use in this video,
this one doesn't really show it. You can see a dark spot right there. I mean, that's not a big deal, but there's no line like the other side.
Go to Tomb45.com. Use my discount code MOREFADE to get your 10% off at checkout, man. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe.
See, right here, it doesn't look so bad. Maybe it's just the angle or where I paused it that made it look weird. Because it's hit behind the ear.
Subscribe button.
It might have just been where I paused it.
All right, guys, exciting one for you guys today. I have the official...
Okay, so Sean cuts hair. I met him in Chicago in person. So he's part of the influence of me getting these Tomb45s.
Unboxing kit. This thing is packed full of goodies. And the T45 clipper and trimmer. You guys have seen a first look a little over a week ago. I put that out, but we're going to open up this...
He's actually got a Tomb45 sign in his shop and all this other stuff.
Box. Check out everything in it. I'm going to tell you guys some more details about the clipper and trimmer.
Like over here, you can see his bags. These GMB Pro. They might not be GMB Pro, but they look like GMB Pro. But this one's got a Tomb45 patch on it. And it's got Clutch, which is his brand. And that's the name of his shop.
And the whole process. So let's go ahead and flip this thing and check it out. All right, so kind of like...
And it's weird because like he has one of those like haircuts that are... I don't know, like
our normal unboxing kits that we get, except
I don't want to say weird.
You guys can see the difference
like,
here. Babyless Pro.
What? Huh? Distinct haircut.
Times Tomb45. A little bit different. A little collaboration here. On the very front, it says from imagination to reality in matte black on black. You can't really see it. Let's go ahead and open this thing up.
Oh, we can see it. Your
what's
camera
inside.
quality is good enough.
Now let's go ahead and slide it down. Go
We
ahead and
can
show
see
you
it.
guys a little bit up here. These are going to all be on the boxes, but Babyliss Pro Times Tomb45, 2 innovators,
I'm already
1 mission,
subscribed to him.
redefining the industry. So guys, that is what we're
Give it a
trying to do
like.
here. We took a brand that does listen to barbers, that does make innovative tools, merged it with another brand that innovates on equipment and tools for barbers. We all came together,
Yeah.
took a lot of ideas, and put out the T45. So let's go ahead and dig through this box and see what else is inside. Now you can see the first thing when we open this up. Box.
Look, this is how this is how we know that he's really close to Tomb45 and Babyliss, because he's got box number 2. And I don't know if they picked who got what box, but I think the box 1 went to their top, like, hey, we definitely need this guy to get a box. And then box number 2 had to go to their second top pick. That's how I think it works. I may be wrong, maybe they're just random, but specifically say you're holding box 2 of 50. I mean, that's
Number 2,
awesome.
You're holding box 2 of 50. Each box represents a step in this exciting.
to be picked in the 50 is awesome. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody that made it in the lower 50s or made it in the higher end of 50. Being in the 50 is still awesome. I'm just stating that I think that it's oh, we definitely need this guy to do a video, you know, so he gets box number 2.
Launch story, and you're among the first to experience it. Thank you for unboxing with us and being part of something so special. We're excited to have you with us on this journey. Box number 2. Now, I've talked to my guy Beam. He's box 21, and he is not happy about
See, they're even razzing each other about it.
I told him I'd send him the number 2 card, but you know, it's just not the same. Now, underneath that, guys,
No,
is
it's
this
not.
little pamphlet that comes, has some information in it. Again, a lot of this stuff is probably going to be on the boxes, so we'll see. But you can
Like,
see a
opening
picture
the
of the
box and
Clipper
be like,
trimmer
I'm
here.
number
Super
2.
nice graphic. Babyliss Pro Times Tomb45, 2 forces, 1 mission. If we open it up, you guys can see a detailed breakdown, pretty much what is on the back of the box, so we're not going to go through it right here.
So I was looking at this hairdryer and I was like, do I need that to go with the clipper and the trimmer? I was looking at all their stuff. I'm like, ooh, maybe I should add this to that. And it would have been like $500.
And we do have the dryer here that is
If
the
I'd have
Nano
added the
Light.
dryer.
This is the dryer that's been out. I have the clutch yellow one and the black one. It's the same thing, it just has a little tomb green accent on it, and it does have a rubber grip. So on the back, you guys can see some information about the collaboration and what that team looks like. So we have 44 global educators, 25+ million followers amongst both brands and all of the educators, and 158 million plus interactions on YouTube, Instagram.
What would be really cool is if I get good enough and I become an educator, we could turn that 44 into a 45.
TikTok and all social media platforms. Let's go ahead and set that over here. You guys can see we got a new Babyliss Tomb45 hat. I am not the hat wearer. Let's just, you know what I'm saying, for the video, let's throw it.
It's funny too, because all of his videos, he's never wearing a hat.
Put on, guys, I don't want you to know, but I got to put it on the last 2 notches for it to fit. Let's go ahead and throw this joint on. Yeah, I'm not a hat guy. Let's see, I got a mirror right there. Yeah, it's not too bad, but I feel like the kid in the Sandlot when I put hats on. So let's go ahead and lose that. Next over here, we have a Tomb45 indestructible clay. You guys know it's my favorite product. I
You're
think
killing me,
obviously, you know, I have a
Smalls.
drawer full of this. But some of the educators for Babyliss Pro probably have not seen our clay or used it, so we wanted to include that. You know, that is the collaboration effort here. We're bringing what we're strong at. Babyliss is bringing what they're strong at. Now we can work together
So
to be
he's-
even better.
He must have some investment in Tomb45. Is he saying we? I knew he was involved somehow, but I don't know where he's at in it.
Over here on the side, the most controversial part of this whole unboxing, guys.
Controversial?
Charging pads are going to be included with these units. They're not in the box, but
No, do I get one for each? Is that what you're telling me?
they are going to come with it. So you guys, if you look closely, you can see Babyliss times Tomb45 at the top. Other than that, it is the exact same as the charging pads we had before. They work the same, they fit in the mat. Those are a lot of the questions that I have. And they are included with your purchase. So don't trip, guys. You will have wireless charging ready when you buy the T45 clipper or trimmer. Now over here, we just have some Babyliss goodies, fade brush.
That would be
comb
awesome
set.
if I got 2.
This is like a razor comb I actually haven't used. This is a dual clipper sleeve that you can put a clipper and a trimmer in at the same time. Go ahead and put that over here. Man, this is maybe the biggest unboxing box I've ever gotten. And
I
now
would
we
say there's a lot of
have
shit in that
the
box.
T45 clipper and trimmer. So let's go ahead and set these over here because there's a few more things. Tomb45 collectible pen from Tomb45 and Pen Stop. Got some hair grippers and a black on black Babyliss Pro cape. Now before I toss this box, guys, I want you to look in here. These are the drawings. Some of them, the very first rough sketches
I think it'd be
that
really
Basio
cool
did.
to have
Some of them, the renderings
one
from
of these
Babyliss, the
boxes.
blade, just, you know, just a bunch of the stuff that you guys can see the process of how this came about. So I'm trying to look and see, you know, I think this is kind of the first sketch that Basio did. And then you can see just all these little notes. It's just kind of a cool feature to see where this came from. And if you guys weren't aware, Basio drew this on a napkin or scrap piece of paper or something like that. Got with Babyliss, said they had some ideas. You know, as Tomb45, we have a lot of input, we have a lot of knowledge on clippers, and we didn't want to just go make our own. We didn't want to call China and say, give us this clipper and put our logo on it, anything like that.
Okay, so right here, this gold and this gold, these are the two that I have currently. And this looks like the Pro. Nope, that's not, because it's got the switch on the top. So this one right here is the closest that looks like my FX low Pro.
We knew we wanted to build it from the ground up. We knew that Babyliss Pro was the brand to do that. And so it's been a 3-year process.
Shavers,
to be honest, guys,
but I've
I'm
never seen them in
absolutely
person,
shocked
so
that
I
we
don't know.
kept it a
I don't know what
secret.
these
I've
are
known
down
about it
here.
the whole 3 years. And I don't even know if I've ever hinted at it, but I definitely am impressed with all of us to keep it a secret. But the word is out now. You guys can see all the stuff included here, all the process included here. But let's go ahead and get this big box out of the way and check out the clipper and trimmer. All right, so I left the expansion pads out. We'll go ahead and pop one out. I just want you guys to be able to see it. Let me get a little razor blade or something. Go ahead and pop this.
I thought he was gonna get a razor blade for like.
All right, so a lot of word going around saying that these were not included by people that didn't know what they were talking about. But guys, these are included. If you're not familiar with them, these are the wireless charging pads. We'll go ahead and get both of them out. Pretty easy to use, pretty self-explanatory, but I do want to show you guys just so, you know, we don't have any questions when everybody gets these in their hands. Now, first thing I noticed here, guys, no cords in the box. And for a second, I thought, you know, maybe that's gonna be a problem. But what I realized is
the cords are
there's cords in here. So you guys can use the cord. If you're not gonna plug it in the USB-C to the clipper or trimmer, you can just plug it into your charging pad. So let's go ahead and slide these out of the way. Once we get this stuff out, I'll show you guys how they work. All right, so here it is, guys. I'm gonna do a little more of an in-depth look now that we have a box. So you can see we got the clear window here. I actually just talked to one of the designers at Babyliss. We may be going away with the window. Now, I'm actually not a fan because I wouldn't have this wall behind me. I would have a whole wall of boxes. But once you take the clipper out, it's just an empty box. So I don't mind that idea. I don't know if you guys like the window. I know their idea was that you want to see what you're buying. For me, I'm pretty educated about it. If the picture's on the box, just like this one, that's good enough for me, right? So anyway, that doesn't matter. Babyliss Pro, Tomb45, you see the...
No, you would have people inside stores, like if this was on the shelf at like Cosmoprof or Salon Centric, if it was on the shelf, you would have people pop in the boxes to pull it out and look at it. Because a picture just, in this case, wouldn't do it justice, because I think the picture is in gloss, and these are actually matte black.
The green outline, you can see the T45 inside. We'll go ahead and flip it
Which
over
we're about
here.
to see. So
Babyliss
see how
Pro
these are
X
embossed?
245, new DS1 dual speed motor, so it does have...
So if you guys are playing board games or anything, so like here's your box, and then the shiny parts are the embossed, glossy parts.
2 speeds, up to 4 hours of runtime. It has a MIM blade. Guys, the prototypes actually had a different blade. We were trying to kind of come up with something new, and we really all ended up liking the MIM blade better. So we went with just the standard MIM blade that you can see on most of the stuff that's behind me in the black color. New compact ergonomic housing, wireless charging compatible, and a 2-year warranty. I know some of you guys worry about that warranty.
Yeah, so see how it's glossed? I mean, it looks flat black, but no. I'm the type of person, I'd be like, I'm going to pop this box open so I can see what's inside. So hopefully they leave the windows. They've been doing windows on all Babyliss products. So the golds came in an actual like metal tin. So you would open up the tin, kind of like Pokemon and some other products that we get from collectible card games. So you would open that tin, but you didn't have to because you had the see-through screen on the front. Just like the Pokemon tins do. Like they show you the the featured Pokemon card.
So you can see here, I think this is pretty real size. And again, now on the box it says wireless charging pad not included. It is not in the box. Before somebody comments and says, it says right there, it's not included. It's not gonna come in this box. It's like literally bigger than the box. So anyway, now let's check out the back. Babyliss Pro Tomb45 wireless charging clipper. That's cool, they just call it a wireless charging clipper. So as far as I know, this is one of the first clippers that has wireless charging actually built in. So you know we did the power clips for the power mat, now it's actually just built into the clipper. Again, wireless charging pad not included in this box. Black titanium MIM blade, has an acute cutting blade that provides ultra precise cuts, reduced contact area, maintains lower blade temperature, built-in oil reservoirs, ensures smooth, friction-free performance. I wanna tell you guys real quick on that topic of MIM blades, guys, they have those reservoirs inside. You gotta make sure that you oil them. I actually over-oil mine so that I know the oil gets down in the reservoirs and it will last a little bit longer. If your MIM blade seems like it's getting hot, I would make sure
my
that you have
clippers,
plenty of oil on there and that
first
the blades
time I
are
got them
adjusted
and used them,
correctly.
I drowned them.
Shouldn't have a problem. Again, new DS1
oil.
dual-speed motor. Guys, the high speed is gonna be 7,500 RPMs. The low speed
I don't like
is
using the term
6,800.
oil. It's
And
more of a
6,800
lubricant.
is pretty standard for most Babyliss tools. So the 75 is actually kind of cranked up. It kind of feels turbocharged.
When I say
New
oil,
dual
I
high
think of
capacity
like
lithium-ion
cars.
battery, up to 4 hours of runtime. New battery level LED indicator screen. New compact ergonomic design, rubber grip and secure finger grooves for comfort and control, and wireless charging compatible. Includes 6 precision comb attachments, USB-C compatible, FX cord compatible. So if you guys don't want to do the wireless charging, you guys can use your standard FX cords or USB-C. And I believe the USB-C is going to charge the fastest. But anyway, that's it. We got some Spanish, I think, and maybe some French or something. So let's get a sticker off of here and get these things out. Oh. So I noticed
Look how good
inside
it
you guys
looks.
can see the sketches from the beginning to the end, so that's super cool. Go ahead and
Yeah, so the sketches inside the boxes, I'm saving the boxes.
set that to the side. Go ahead and try to get this clipper out. You know they put these things in here really good these days. Come on, there we go. Got a little plastic cover on top. Set it to the side. Let's pull this green out. I want to talk about some of the stuff that is.
If I make a video for these on my channel, so on the XGP Rockarchy channel, so basically the channel is going to turn into a gaming and barber thing. I think that's what I've decided. I don't want to make another YouTube channel and try to post on separate YouTube channels. I've already got one for my e-bike, one for the camper when we go camping and do travel stuff, and I've got one for gaming. It's just too much because I don't even post on my e-bike one because I haven't went anywhere with the e-bike. I haven't went anywhere with my truck and trailer because I've been in school. So I'm just gonna on the XGP Rockarchy, which is gonna be confusing because my barbering stuff is called the Sexton Barber, which we'll see if that sticks. I've been using it and promoting it that way, so I'll probably just keep the name. Not that I was excited when I made it, but as I go, you know. So, funny enough, I can't DoorDash. They don't like my driving record. And I haven't had an infraction in like a really long time. Like it's been years. Yeah, like it won't even let me sign up for the app because of my driving record. And then where I live, an e-bike's not really practical for where I'm at. As far as delivering things, it would take me forever and my battery wouldn't last long enough to make 2 deliveries. Unless I was able to stay like, maybe if I went downtown Franklin, like took my truck, hauled the bike down there, and then parked my truck somewhere in Franklin and then did some stuff out there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like load it up in the truck, take it down to a town that I can run around where the college is at, and then do DoorDash on my e-bike out in Franklin. I could do that. But they won't even let me get an account on DoorDash. So I keep trying all the time. I'm like just something to do on the side for a little bit of money, you know? But oh well. All right. What was I talking about? Oh, there's a certain feature that nobody talks about use yours. Won't that ping weird because you're in a different state? And then if they're like, what's he doing out here? Just pay you 20%. No, it doesn't do that? Huh. I mean, it's wherever you are. I mean, we could try it. I wouldn't want something to happen to where your account got like banned or whatever. But anyways, the feature I'm talking about that I would highlight on this is the grooves in the blade. So when you have like a fire poker, the reason they twist the iron is so that the heat doesn't travel through the twist. So to keep the blade cool on this clipper, I've noticed that there's these zigzag lines on the blade, which is keeping it air cooled just enough, kind of like a Volkswagen engine. It's air cooled, so it doesn't get hot. My other clippers, they get super hot because it's got grooves cut in it, but they're not deep enough, and it can't expel the heat quick enough. Like I had to change clippers today from my low pro FXs to my gold FXs, because the gold ones I hadn't used and they were still cold. So I just switched to do the detail work that I was doing.
In here. So again,
yeah,
here
it's not
is your
groovy
cord
enough.
And brick if you guys want to plug in your
it can't
extension
zig
pads
and zag.
or plug in the clipper. Extra cam follower, pretty standard stuff here. We got oil, blade cover, screwdriver.
So the only thing that I would probably also bring up as far as technology goes is that we're going from a USB plug-in to this plug to a USB-C. I feel like USB-C to USB-C is much quicker, much faster, and more efficient as far as charging speeds.
Brush.
That would be something I would bring up in my
Get that out of the
initial
way.
thoughts.
And one of my favorite parts of this drop, guys. Let's go ahead and just pop all these out
of
the bags.
That's what I'm looking forward to as well. They're green.
Wow, rip that.
I can see them on my counter. They're not blending in with the black counter.
All right, so you guys can see here are the precision guards. We have a 0.51, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. And these are totally new guards, guys. Brand new design. I know my guy Beam had a lot of input on these. A lot less plastic. Let's go ahead and look at them. So a lot less.
Oh, yeah, the AI. And then, like, if you need to correct the AI, they have to have somebody manually take your order when the AI messes up. So it's like, what did you really accomplish here? Like, how much did you pay for that tech? Just give somebody a job and pay them to take an order. It would be in a tightwad.
Less plastic at the point. They're pointier. A lot less
Your
plastic here on the side.
The initial payment for the AI in Taco Bell is probably going to be cheaper long run. But we can't, I don't know. We can't rely on technology to do everything for us. Like, we need to give people jobs, even if it is Taco Bell. Like, yeah, no, that's not the greatest place to work. Neither is McDonald's or anywhere else. But fuck off, Taco Bell.
Well, we can go ahead and do that. So you guys see a little bit more room here on the side. They snap on. They do have a metal clip, super snug to the clipper, and just less plastic.
It might get to the point where if there's so much technology in the world that all the jobs are being done by bots and AI and everything else, none of us are going to have a reason to make money. Like, I think money will become obsolete, because if you have technology doing everything, then everybody should be able to live on the planet for free.
Plastic to make sure we can get in there, feed the
sure,
hair,
just
cut
keep
the
pushing
hair.
technology.
And so far, guys, I'm loving these guards. You know,
Give
I
us,
like the premium
give
guards,
us less reasons
with the
to have to
T45,
work
we're
and
gonna
just
be rocking with these.
let all of
6 guards included.
human
Let's go ahead and
race
get that out of the way.
not
Man,
have
my
to
desk
work.
is
Give them
filling.
free
There's a lot in
places
this
to
box.
live.
There's a lot included
and everything
in this
else.
kit.
They'll be like, but
Get some stuff
we have
up out of
to
here.
do something to keep everything running.
Great.
Like, what
All
would
right,
we do?
Let's check out the clippers. So if you guys saw the first look, you've already seen it.
Like,
everything else we just talked
you did
about
this
is
to
what I
yourself.
wanted to show you guys the unboxing.
There's
all the
no
stuff
jobs,
included.
so if there's
And I'll
no
just run through the
jobs,
clipper real quick. We
there's
already
no
ran it
reason
all
for
in
us
the
to
box,
have
but you guys can see it here, kind of
currency
a matte black
at
gloss
all.
here where the screen is. This is where the LCD is. I'll turn it on in a second.
And like, everybody's like,
It is matte
technology's
black,
great.
gloss
And I'm
black
like,
Babyless Pro.
yeah, eventually
If
it's
we
not
flip
going
it
to be.
over, I don't even think this was mentioned on the box, guys.
And then AI will get smart enough, it'll just take us over.
See, we
And I
got
know that
some
sounds
grips up here on the
fucking
front
ridiculous and
for when you
crazy,
push it down, and
but
then when we go to push it up,
if characters in video games such as Skyrim are using AI right now. So there's a mod you can put AI into Skyrim. And then this guy made this video where he told this character in Skyrim that he was in a virtual world and it wasn't real and everything is just pixels and all this other stuff. And then it makes you start to think of like crazy shit. Like, what if we're living in a world that's AI? Like, what if we're not smart enough to realize that, oh shit, this is just a big ass program that we're all living in, which would make a lot of things go into question.
It is ergonomic to the thumb. This is the most used part of a clipper. We touch it more than anything else.
That's why you should just treat life like a game. It's a simulation.
Hundreds of times throughout the haircut. So why are the levers all just straight, plain,
we're all playing the
bulky,
game,
not ergonomic levers? So I know Bossio took a lot of inspiration from, I think, a Logitech mouse for his computer. And if you look it up, it actually has some things that you can see. It's kind of like body lines that mimic this. But the lever.
Did he just say kind of took an idea from a Logitech mouse and implemented it into a clipper? I'm just these clippers just keep getting better.
Is amazing. Same clicks, same stretch lever that Babyliss has been using here for a while. Now, if we flip it over, you guys can see the MIM blade. This thing is greased up. Right?
So you see these grooves? That's for heat disbursement, but nobody talks about it. Let's see if Sean does.
Ready to roll. And then we have the rubber grip with a T45, kind of an indentation or embossed in the rubber. So it's got some grip. So if we put our two fingers here and flip it over, we can put our thumb in the thumb grip. Nice grip, guys, very comfortable. I've heard a lot of people talking about how big they are. They are not that big, guys. They look big because they're short, but they're really not any wider than like a low pro, a little bit wider at the bottom, but very similar size to a low pro, nothing crazy. So, so far I'm loving them.
And if you're holding it correctly, they're not that heavy.
I've had them for about a week, and we're gonna bust the second set out and get to work. I let a couple of my guys at one of my shops borrow my first set to test out, so we're gonna get these things back on the station, keep making content for you guys. But let's go ahead and grab the trimmer and check it out. So we'll move through this a little quicker, guys. Babyliss Pro Tomb45, there's the trimmer in the window. Believe same things here. DS1 dual motor, up to 3 hours of runtime. Deep tooth MIM blade, guys. So this is the first MIM blade on a trimmer from Babyliss Pro. And let me tell you, it smacks and it crunches. It's like a cereal commercial. Snap, smack, crackle, pop. What is it? New compact ergonomic housing, wireless charging, 2-year warranty.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Go ahead and flip it. Similar stuff here. So deep tooth metal injection molded blade, lower blade temperature, built-in reservoirs on the trimmer blade, so that is new, and it's obviously zero gap adjustable. It does have a new reverse blade orientation, so when we get it out, you'll see what that looks like. Same dual speed motor, 7500 and 6800, 3 hours of runtime. So if you guys didn't catch, the clipper has 2 batteries, that's why it has a little more runtime. The trimmer has 1 battery and it has 3 hours of runtime. It has the LED screen, compact ergonomic grip, and wireless charging compatible. I didn't read this on the first one, but auto shut off when unit is placed on the charging pad. So that's something cool. If it's running and you shut it down, it will.
I am going to test that too. I'm going to have mine running on purpose and then set it on the pad and slide it down into the position it needs to be and see if it shuts it off. I'm wondering if that will cause long-term, like very long-term, like damage, because it's almost like hard shutting down a computer, because when you shut down your computer, it takes a minute to shut down because it's turning your disk drives off. Your whatchamacallit. But if you hard stop your computer, over time that disk drive could get hurt. Which I don't even do we have disk drives anymore? Do they still have the little the writing disk inside the hard drives? I don't even know. But anyways, on old computers, it was bad to hard stop a computer.
Will turn off. But let's go ahead and get this thing out. This is kind of the most different and exciting. I know you guys want to see it. So again, we have some drawings underneath the box, or inside of the box. These things are tough, guys. I find the best way is to pull that out like that. And we can pop our trimmer out.
That way.
Pop this out. Not as many goodies as the clipper, because we don't have guards for the trimmer, obviously. But again, we have our cord and our dock if you guys want to plug in your charger.
Now he said no guards for the trimmer, obviously, but the trimmer you said that you bought from Walmart had guards. That's why I thought it was so weird that your trimmer had guards.
Charger, screwdriver, brush,
Normally
zero
they
gap
don't
tool. It
come
does
with
have a black zero gap tool. No more ugly maroon. We got the black one, some oil, and our sticker and all our normal stuff. So let's go ahead and get that zero gap tool out because I'm gonna adjust these things. We've been posting a lot of content, guys, on Instagram, on YouTube. A lot of people asking the same old question.
He's right. It's not.
Does it hit like that out of the box? Guys, most trimmers are not that sharp out of the box. We don't want people that maybe aren't as skilled or people that don't want a sharp trimmer to have something that's too sharp. So I have a lot of content on how to adjust these, but guys, we all adjust our trimmers, but they don't really need a lot. They're gonna cut pretty well out of the box, but of course I like to adjust mine a little tighter. All right, so here is the trimmer, guys. Babyliss Pro Gloss on the matte black, same thing.
So the terminology zero gapping, what that is that you're taking, so see this plate right here, and then the blade's on the flip side. So what you're doing is you're taking the plate and the blade and bringing them as close as possible, and then making it a true. I just realized that I turned myself off. So let's start over. So zero gapping. I don't know where I stopped. So zero gapping is when you have your plate, so the part that's on the client, and then you have your cutting blade, and you're bringing those two together, and the closer they are, the more zero they are. Now there is a possibility that if you go too far with the blade, it's going to hang over the protection plate, or whatever that foot is called. We'll just call it a foot plate. And then it'll cut the client. Also, the blade and the foot plate are actually angled, like not this drastic, but that's what it looks like when you actually look at it very, very up close, is they're actually pointed to each other. So if you have that over just a little bit, you can actually cut the client. So when I zero gap mine, I actually intentionally bring my foot plate up just a little bit further, so they're not true zero, but they're close enough that they're going to put the lines in that I need for guidelines.
Turn the clip around.
So right here's the zero gap tool. So this is the screwdriver. I think, I don't remember which screws, because these two screws can be taken out with that other screwdriver that he had, but you don't even take them all the way out. You just back them up a little bit, and then you can adjust this plate to zero gap it, which you'll use this tool. You actually put the head of this inside right here, which you guys can't really see it because my camera's in the way. Let me come down here. Let me take my camera. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Right here is the zero gap tool. So you take this head and the blade and stick it in here after you've loosened the plate. Stick it in here and use this edge right here on the inside to zero gap that out, and that'll put them perfectly in a zero gap. So basically you use that to make the gap like this, because they come factory this way. So that's what zero gapping is. Hopefully that made sense.
We'll do them both in a minute. We got the thumb grip, we got the LED screen. I didn't show you the bottom, but there's the USB-C and the FX cord. Flip it over, same T45. One difference on the trimmer is the snap cover, so you can clean under.
Yeah, it's so nice for that cover to be magnetic, where it just comes off, so you can clean around that turbine that pokes out, because that thing spins, and that's what moves that blade back and forth. I move my blade back and forth. I move my blade back and forth.
Underneath, and if you guys look, you can see the blade is totally new and improved. So we just essentially took off anything that could come off that wasn't necessary, that was extra metal on the blade, so that you have more visibility when you guys are lining up.
Yeah, so it comes out, and then it has like a T. So like if you look at these, the blades are out here, and then it kind of angles outward. I think that's probably the same as this, because I have these golds. Really hard to tell from this angle. They look alike though. They look pretty much the same.
If you're trying to do different things, do designs, so you guys can see.
Oh, well, this one's actually curved in, comes down, and then curves in again. We are getting visibility window here and a visibility window here.
Sharp, I think probably call it gunmetal, MIM trimmer blade. And if you guys notice, both have a green cutting blade. So now that we've checked them out, what do you guys notice that's different, right? We talked about the trimmer has the reverse
Inverted.
blade. So if you guys pay attention, the trimmer is facing down when it's laid on its back. That is because it is engineered to pick up, turn on, and go straight to doing lineups. Now, of course, guys, you can still flip it, do your scooping for balding out, for whatever. You can still switch grips, do whatever you need to do. But the idea is you have it sitting down, we pick it up, turn it on, go straight to doing our line work. Now that is gonna be the main difference here from anything you've seen before. I don't believe there's any trimmer that's ever been done
when I
like
start
that.
using these, I'm gonna pick them up and I'm gonna flip them over because that's what I'm used to doing with my other trimmers, just like that one guy said in the video earlier.
It is a little different. You guys will take a minute to get used to it, but you can still cut in any type of capacity, whether it's backwards or not. But if you are somebody that does heavy lineups like my guy Beam, he is loving this thing. So I've been liking it so far, guys. It hits super well. The clipper cuts super well. And I'll be dropping a tutorial here soon, cutting my guy Markel with the T45s as well. So enough talk, guys. Let's turn them on. We've had some controversy on whether they are loud or not. So let's turn them on. You guys can decide.
No.
Now that's the low speed. You can see the light is off. Now if I hold this for a second, it's gonna kick up to the high speed.
Sounds like a little tattoo gun.
Now the trimmer, which I think is even quieter, which is surprisingly quiet, to be honest. Now that's the high speed. You guys can see the T45 lit up. And that's the low speed. Now that just made me realize something, guys. It is gonna remember the setting that you leave it on. So it's not gonna always start on low, and you have to turn it up every time or anything like that.
Thank God.
It's gonna come back on with however you left it. Let me show you guys how these things sit on the wireless charging pads. Guys, if you look real close, they have a notch out of them. So if we set them down and slide them back, they will hit. I don't have a cord over here, I'll plug them in. I got some footage I'll show you. And then they will turn on and start charging. Well, not turn on, but they'll start charging. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for
that's
the
the
T45
$100
unboxing. If you guys want to pre-order these, I have a link in the
But it's nice
description.
that the charging pads fit
They're
in
going to
it.
start shipping, I think, late February, early March. And I'm telling you guys, you want to get your hands on them. If you rock with Tomb45, if you rock with Babyliss Pro, if you rock with me, go pick these things up. Let me know what you think about them. Leave me a comment down below on what you think of all this new stuff. All the stuff that came in this box. All this crazy new innovation from Babyliss and Tomb45. I think it's pretty cool. But I got to get back to work. So y'all check out that video right there. And I'll catch you guys in the...
Yeah, let's watch some transformation
What's going on, guys?
videos.
In this video,
That'd
we're
be
going to
fun.
check out my top 5 transformations from the last year. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you smash that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to watch any of these in full-length tutorials, they're all on the channel. Now let's get right into it.
Number 5, first fade crop mullet. He's got all kinds of colors. Gray, red, black. I don't know why, but when I saw him, it reminded me of the Clueless Gamer. You guys should check him out on Twitch. That's Clueless Gamer. Gamer has 2 M's in it. Looks nothing like Clueless, but I think it's the beard or something. Something's registering to look like him. So what he did right there is exactly what my wife did. Like, this is, I couldn't see what she was doing when she was cutting my hair, but this is exactly what she did. I could feel it. It's like when you can feel somebody parting your hair and you're like, okay. And maybe I can feel it because maybe it's a barber and a stylist thing. Like, you can feel when somebody's parting your hair and you know what they're doing. tell if his shears are double swivel or if they're swivel at all. So the burst is only going to be right here. I like my burst to go somewhere in here and go all the way back and just huge arch. That's just the way I like mine when I get one. Whatever the client's wanting is what I'll cut. But me personally, when I get it on my head, I like the big arch. It's funny because I used to watch videos like this and tutorials, like where they would actually be saying and talking what they're doing while they're doing it. And I was so lost. But now that I have like the right idea and I've been doing it, now it's like, oh, well, now, you know, I can say and see what they're doing now. Like it makes more sense. Learn by doing. Also found that you can never ask your client too many questions. So this, like if I was to have a client that came in and say, hey, I want to do a burst, I'd be like, okay, so do you want the arch to come right here where he's got it? Or do you want it to come back further and kind of like crescent moon right back here? Or do you want it like what I get and come all the way back and make like a V shape? Because then you get the other side and then you have like a V style thing going on. Oh, I like how he's shaping that beard. I like how this looks because that gray, the gray and the dark are like working together. Kind of like a Cruella de Vil type look. That looks good. Alright, so I know there's like 4 more on this video, but I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed. So I will see you guys later tomorrow. I don't know what we'll be doing. We'll be watching more videos on hair, or if we'll be playing a game. I don't know. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for joining me on day 118 of 365, or is today day 119? Whatever day it is of 365. We're going to keep going every day. One live stream every day. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, following, subscribing, and liking our videos and feed and content. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.